All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And that's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. I want to say to you all, this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. I'm coming with a very, very, very powerful message. And with that being said, I say unto you, get out your Bible, a pen or a piece of paper, and a piece of paper. You can use a pencil. And I want you to go where I'm about to go. Just go with me. So you can go back into what I'm about to say and or reminisce on something I'm going to say, then go back into the scriptures and just meditate and say, Father, wait a minute. This is actually where we are. Black people are in a mental state that they know not of. So the things that actually happening with them, around them, before them, in the back of them, on every side, they don't know what it is. But it's a mental state. Black people are in a mental state right now, mind wise. And I'm just going to take them all the way where they need to be heading to, because they are going backwards in the live. Anybody in the live chat, let me see. Yah's child, can you post every verse? And I'm going to make myself clear and try not to trip over my chapters and my verses. If I can get you to post every verse and chapter that I call out, because I want this to also be a time where, and I really wished I'm going to tell you something. When I was sitting down and I was driving and writing everything the Spirit gave me, and I was riding and driving and writing it down real quick, and realized I should have posted for 7 p.m. instead of 8, because this is going to take a minute. But you know what? It's going to be really good. It's going to bring so much light, so much spirit and truth. And this way, you write it down, you always have it. So when people be coming to you with all this here, yang, 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 you can tell them, kick rocks. I know spirit and truth. The light of the Most High is leading me. And he's not leading me to hear your mess. And another thing in the live chat, you tonight, if there are anybody that would come in the live chat and not talking about what Sister Deborah is talking about, please, I have no problem. I'm asking you to ask them. I had it. To ask them to stand down. That's all you need to say. Just use that word. And that's in your life. Any situation you come up on, you tell that situation, you stand down. Because that's what's going on. We don't know the power and who we carry around with us. And because we don't know it, we're afraid to say something, or we don't know how to say something. But Deborah is saying to you, anybody coming on this live chat from the left end somewhere, you tell them to stand down and just keep on into the message, okay? Don't say no more than stand down. And in your life, in your household, in your family, on your job, with anybody, your neighbors, look, don't argue, don't fuss, just say stand down. Because people don't understand. You either gonna stand down, and if you don't stand down from me, you'll stand down from the one that's in me. So I'm asking you to stand down. This message is powerful, y'all. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. And I like to start this message off by a young lady. She's not a young lady. Yeah, she is a young lady. I think she's like 56 years old. I pulled up at my store, and she said something to me. She said, Miss Deborah, Can I tell you something? I said, you sure can. She said, let me tell you what happened. See, she's a truck driver. I ain't talking about these little bitty storefront and these little bitty corner stores. She's a 53-footer truck driver, and she's been in that probably 20 years. She's been doing it just that long. And she was telling me there is a group of them that are truck drivers that are black. I'm going to call us black for right now. And they get together and they have event, and they tell each other's when there is going to be an event somewhere. So happened, she was telling me, but Deborah, why is our people like this, Deborah? You know, some people hear spirit and truth too. The Father tell me from the spirit in, Deborah, stand down. See, I know what that word stand down means. It ain't no play. So, and the reason why he's saying stand down is this is not one you're going to be able to break that thing down in. You see what I'm saying? So the way you have to break it down, you got to take some time with that. And this one is not the one. So I listened to what she said. Let me tell y'all what she said. And it's not even a shock to Sister Deborah. This is what I already knew, know, and I know it's going to be in time to come. Let me tell you, she said, you know, I go to all events, all the truck drivers, they get together and go to different things in different states. She said, I went to a black-owned car race show. And she said, do you know how much, Deborah, they charge for the tickets? You know what I told her? Give or take 75. She said, 100, 150, 200 to get in to a car show where they was racing around the track. $200. These are black people. So a group of them went, they paid it, but the next day they was going to a rodeo, but it was all black people. There was the black people riding, the black people you owned. And she said, this people that own this one, I know them. And the wife, I asked her, why would y'all charge people that much? Listen what she said to me. She said, guess how much they charged, Deborah? She said there was 3 levels. 3 levels. There was 1, 2, 3. Down near the lower level where you're closer, but yet you in a section closer. And we know that the lower level is always higher because you're close to the stage, right? But this was a rodeo. And she said they charged $200 for the middle section per person. $280 for the upper section. But down at the lower level, when she come telling me then, I said, what was it, 800? That's why I couldn't wait, she said, to tell you. Guess what? It was $58. Now, we know even at concert, no matter where you go, when you're closer, it's more. But guess how I'm thinking, okay. I said, but do that make any sense? She said, don't, but I ain't finished. I said, oh, what? Black people went buying tickets at the top. Black people went buying tickets in the middle, the 200 and the 280. But all the white people was on ground level. They charged them $58. They charged them $58. So she said she had some words with the owner. And she told her that is not right. She said, but you know, we have to sell tickets at a rate so we can, make money. And she told him, but why at the expense of your black people? But then the white people down at the bottom level where their tickets is only $58. Sister Deborah gonna go all the way there. And I don't care who don't like it. I'm gonna take you all the way there and I'm gonna drop you off. Because let me tell you something. This is a video that if you don't know spirit and truth, go somewhere else. If you don't have the light living in you, and I'm not talking about that light that you have in your flesh. I'm talking about the light of the Most High Yah living in you. If you don't have, go somewhere else. This video is not for you, because I'm gonna say a lot of things, and all of it gonna make sense. Not only is it gonna be making sense, it's gonna be hardcore spirit and truth. Okay. Now, I want you to understand what this lady was saying is, why is it we rip each other off? Why is it that we charge each other so much when we dealing with each other? And what hurt her was when she found out that and saw all the white people on the lower level where you can see real good, and their tickets was just $58. It bothered her. So she said she couldn't wait to tell me what was going on and what had happened. I'm like, okay, that's about right. Your people are going to, for her to have seen that, she had some little light in her. Because see, what happens amongst Black people, they don't want to see nothing about themselves. They're gonna be left in the flood, y'all. When the flood comes, they're gonna be left right there. That's the signature power of Yah when he says it's gonna be like the days of Noah. Devil, they're gonna be left there. See, we bypass that. We bypass what he said it's gonna be like the days of Noah and the days of Lot. We bypass really the reality of what he was saying. We really do. We bypass what he said there in the days of Lot, not the days of Noah. Every thought and imagination in their minds was evil and wicked continually. No stop, y'all. Every day they woke up, they had evil and wicked on their minds. That's how powerful it was, y'all. Now, if he said it's going to be like that in the end days, what is that telling you? Is that telling you your day is going to be better than yesterday? I'm going to stand on that. That's what I'm about to tell you. Black people have a serious mental issue. And this is the deepness of it. It's so powerful that it's going to cause their spirit being to not be ready when he comes. See, people thinking even if we ain't ready, he gonna come get us. No, you ain't. You better go back to those 10 virgins. If you really think all these examples in the instructions and direction books, if you're thinking for 1 minute none of it is true, or are you thinking it's in here just for you to skate around it? Oh, it ain't talking about me. We the this, we the that. Baby, let me tell you something. It's stepping in you and on top of you, around you, and you bypassing it. And it's okay, because that's another power punch of the days of Noah. Not one. Not one. Listen to a word he said all those years. But it wasn't because Yah thought, well, maybe, Noah, if you keep warning them and telling them what I tell you, they gonna come on in. No, he knew he was what he had locked in and locked out. Heavens knew it too. It was just buying time to Lot complete the ark, to take the animals in. See, they was chosen over the people. Ooh-wee! They had sense enough to go in. And we're going to talk about that. Why is it that the sun, the star, the sea, the earth bow down to my Father, fear my Father, and those that he has given his breath and his image to don't have no respect for him? You sick. You're sicker than sick. And we're going to cover that. We're going to cover what Yah has already said, how sick you are. You got a mental problem. And one of the mental problems is somewhere in your mind, you just assume that nothing is said. I can quote it. I can speak it. I can teach it. I can preach it. I can role play it. I can clown with it. I can go up with it. I can go down with it. But when it all said and done, ain't none of it living in thee. You just clowning. And you're taking the multitude with you to clown, to drown as well, like the days of Noah. You're going to drown with the clowns because you're going to remain right here. You better get a check. You better check out those 10 virgins. It's giving more power than you think. It's letting you know. Only thing that's different about them 10 virgins, honestly, I would say 8 got left, 2 went in. That's real. In this day and time for the last days, the small remnant. See, the small remnant that he's coming for got to be smaller, okay, than the remnant that's going to be left. Ain't that deep? Coming for a small remnant, and you got to understand, this is Yah coming for a small remnant. This is the Creator coming to swoop the coop. Now swoop, what is it? Swoop the coop with a handful versus how many going to be left. A great number, you guys. I know they don't teach you all that because they're the ones that's out, not prepared like Noah is. They're on the outside saying, we ready. We're going to make it in. We're going to continue what we're doing, but we're going right in with them. There's a mental state that the Black people have. Those that have been on the taken to the four corners, under the oppressors, under the yoke of iron. They have a mental state that's going on in their minds, and they can't even win. You can't win. Only one way you can win is when you can look at that state of mind and say, okay, I can be crazy. I can be mental here. But spiritual, he got me. But you have to be able to own that the flesh is mental. To be able. But if you go in this thing and continue in this thing, which you will, that's what happened in the days of Noah. It didn't take it, no matter it took him to keep coming back and telling them, even to the end. To the day they still wasn't coming. It just, they saw that it would continue to rain, and then that's when they start to realize, when it probably hit their knees, and they realize, wait a minute. No, ain't no wait a minute, nothing. You had many times. You heard it too many times till it began to be the norm. I'm not afraid of that. I don't care if he come. I don't care if it's going to flood. Why? Because they had too much of the world in them to want to come out of the world. And that's what you see today. So I am in 100 agreement with the will of the Father orchestrating this in such a perfect way. In such a perfect way. Then you go back and you wonder, why is people telling you, Deborah, about Torah? Why do they want you to ride in Torah? They want y'all. They don't want me to ride in Torah because Torah can't ride with me. I'm going to tell you the truth and tell the devil how he like me now. Torah cannot ride with me because where I'm riding and the one that's riding and driving me, Torah got to get kicked to the curb. They didn't follow it then. When the new sheriff stepped in town, Torah, you got to stand down. Because the new sheriff is all I need to lead and guide me and show me the way. I'm going to tell you one thing. If they, in Torah, they didn't believe Genesis 1 and 2, the perfect will, didn't know how to master the Messiah in Genesis 1 and 26 and 27, if you couldn't see him then. Matter of fact, in Genesis 1 and verse 2, they didn't see the Messiah. But here it comes. At the end of Torah was Deuteronomy, the last book of Torah. He gave you a final statement that you was going to be destroyed, and you denied it. But then you want to pull up with Torah and try to teach somebody Torah, and you don't even know Torah. Because if you knew Torah, you would know the first 2 chapters in Torah and the end game that runs in the last chapter of Torah, which is Deuteronomy 28. Nobody wants to salute Deuteronomy 28, but that's all right. They did not salute the words out of Noah's mouth, neither. And they didn't have nowhere near a chance. That's why he said every imagination and their thoughts was wicked and continually. Okay. Deuteronomy pull up, said, Deborah, see, they mental. They got issues. They destroyed already. But when he get the ones to pull up and say, I see what you're saying, we gone, Father. We gone. Then it coming for you. Then it coming for you. So this is on his time, which where we are at, we too ignorant to realize that. This is on his time that he got prepared. He said, Deborah, when you then went to Deuteronomy 28, when you went to Deuteronomy 28, Deborah, and you went to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 20, until you are destroyed. When you went to Deuteronomy 28 and 24, until you be destroyed. When you went to Deuteronomy 28 and 33, until you are destroyed. Then you go over here, Deborah, to Deuteronomy 28 and 45, until you be destroyed. And then you go over here, Deborah, to Deuteronomy 48, until you be destroyed, Deborah. Then you keep going, Deborah, you keep going. And then you go to Deuteronomy 28 and 61, until you are destroyed. What is it that a mental mind don't grip and understand? Want me to tell you what they don't understand? It's the Most High Yah. He rules. They don't understand that, y'all. They think they rule. They think they in control. Mental people. They all are mental. And I'm going to break it down to you. They're gone. They're gone. But it wasn't that they went today. They was gone yesterday, but just didn't know it. Let's go there. What the lady was saying was, why do we give them an easy way to live and give our own people a hard way? Now, you're going to charge the blacks $200 to $208 for their seats. But down in the main seats, you charge $58. And she said, you look down there, Deborah, all you saw was white people. And it was a black-owned rodeo. She ain't woke. And you ain't going to be woke until you see that black people have a mental problem. I heard this man talk 3 days. I listened to him talk. Go back to Africa. He's so in tune with thinking we can escape the land of our oppressor and go over to a land that had been oppressed before we were oppressed. You get what I'm saying? Because they carried a lot of wicked and demonic and voodoo and all this mess up in it, Satanism stuff. So reason why he wants you to run over there, because he thinks you can actually escape the United States. You can't escape Deuteronomy 28. That's what makes our people mental. Because you run your tails around and talk about Torah and refuse spirit and truth. Refuse the light that's so bright. All because it's all about deceiving as many of your nation as possible, because you already know what you do that fulfill you, not what is after this. So that means they are born of the flesh and you're following the flesh. So let's go there. So the lady was confused and the father would not allow me to take her there. He wouldn't allow me to take her there. That's the way it's coming. That is the way it's coming. Because he's saying, Deborah, when you saw those 10 virgins in the instructions and direction, none of them was ready. None of them was ready. None of them was ready, Deborah. I said, well, wait a minute. I know that. But what did that have? Deborah, when I came, the trumpet was the warning. But when I came, they had to go trim their lamps. Their lamps should have been trimmed, Deborah. All 10 of them went to trim their lamps. But Deborah, their lamps should have been trimmed. But those who had the oil, Even though they wasn't ready, I blew the trumpet, Deborah, in the midnight hour. And that trumpet led them to go out and trim their lamps. Deborah, they wasn't ready, Deborah. They wasn't ready. But those that had the oil, even though they wasn't ready, they were able to enter in. That's the only thing gonna keep you, is that oil, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit in you. It's gonna be what gets you out. I know it. The whole world said they have the Holy Spirit. All the Catholics, the Pope will tell you he got it. I'm so grateful for the Most High, y'all, in his right hand power, because he already know who's who and what's what. He don't have to figure this thing out. He don't have to work this thing out. He don't have to say, oh, you and you, oh no, you, no. All of it is written. It's already written. Who's who and what's what. That's what I love about it. All that great power and that will is already locked in. So let's go. As this truck driver was telling me this, it hurt. I hurt for her because I wanted to break it down, but he wouldn't let me. And that's what's happening to me, you guys. The Most High is not allowing me to break things down to people like he once did. And let me tell you how scary it is. Say, for instance, somebody come up on me and they begin to say some things. I'm like, saying, what they doing coming up on me talking like that? You know, wanting me to respond in a spiritual way or asking me spiritual questions and things that's going on. And I'm like, to the point where he said, don't you say nothing. Don't give him nothing. Keep it going. Deborah, don't say nothing. Just listen. Keep it going. Yah is finished with us. And we so ignorant as Black people. I'm going to call us Black. It don't matter what you call them. Because they think they something because they Jews. They think they something because they the Hebrew Israelites, the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That ain't the spiritual bloodline, baby. That's the flesh bloodline that was promised, the promised land. The promised land is not the kingdom of heaven. The same way you cut up in the promised land before you got over here, it's the same way you're going to cut up. That's why he's going to give you some time over there so you can see how ugly you really been. He's going to do you like he did you before. Gave you everything. Made sure that you had everything. He's going to let you remain over there. And if you think for one who you are, it's going to show up and show out. Even on that journey in which he's going to take you there, it's a lot of them going to fall off by the wayside. I'm talking about that small remnant. See, y'all think y'all playing with a creator, because a creator that's a clown, a joke. I don't know where the Black people in a mental state of mind think that my father is someone to be considered nothing, because you nothing. Oh no, we ain't gonna go there. Just because you nothing don't mean he ain't nothing. Let me tell you something. You better recognize who he is and who his power is, because you know what? If you don't stand down, he's going to cause you to lay down. And you know what? You're going to lay down sooner than later. Because that's where we at, y'all. Mental state of mind in the Black people. And these men really think they got the word that's going to deliver them. You got this Omar. This is what this man was telling me. He said he was listening to him today. And he was saying, you know, Deborah, he's talking and he talks real good. I said, he got a good talk. Boy, if he get on the right side. Oh, Father, y'all. If that man get on the right side of the Most High, y'all, somebody in trouble. That's just how good he can be when he get into spirit and truth and not stupidity. That you think what you say and what you do and how you educated by this world and what understanding you have in this world and what wisdom you have in this world and what knowledge you have in this world, it's going to take you down because it ain't going to be worth it. nothing in the days to come. You ain't gonna be able to use none of that fleshly knowledge, none of that fleshly wisdom, none of that fleshly understanding, none of that fleshly how would I say it, education. Go override when my Father come to get his and leave your tail here. You're gonna have all your education, all your wisdom, and all your knowledge. You're gonna be so to where, let me tell y'all, even when he come, he already let me know. When he come and get his, those that's going to be here, they still going to be trying to make it work for them and theirs. Just like they're doing now. He said they're going to be still thinking because they think they're going to see, people don't understand. People really think the power is in their hand. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Because if you don't know my Father's power, you ain't going to know it. So that's about right. That's about right. So let me tell you a little something. If Deuteronomy, in 7 verses and within 5 other verses in Deuteronomy 28, end game, meaning the end of Deuteronomy 28, which started, I lost my page. Let me tell you where it started. The end game of Deuteronomy started with verse 18 all the way to the end. It's telling you, I'm going to have your tails destroyed. I'm going to destroy you. What is it? A mental state of mind cannot comprehend that. Because they gone, y'all. You hear some of these people talking about mental illness. Baby, if you can sit down and get the percentage of your nation that's really already jotted down in the, how would I say it? In the percentage of how many of them is already listed as mental, mental state of mind, it will blow your mind. Now you'll believe the system. The system tell you, okay, we got about 1.5 million of Black people in the United States that has mental illness. Or they might say we got 3 million of mental illness among Black people. You know what y'all would say? They lying on us. They ain't telling the truth. But I'm finna read to you what the Father gave me to show you. You better stand your tail down. Because if you don't stand down, you're going to lay down. That's where we at. We in the midnight hour, running up on the minutes. And you're clowning. And it's okay to clown. If you are a clown. And you don't die a clown. You see? It's okay. So here we go. Let's go there. Let me show you how gone the Black people are. This here didn't start today, y'all. This is how it's always been. Now watch this here. If you think you're going to escape Deuteronomy 28 endgame, you are sadly mistaken. You want to talk to Torah? You want to talk to this sister about Torah? Run to Deuteronomy 28, start with verse 18 and go all the way to the end and tell me, ain't you gone? Then come back and talk to me about Torah. Or call me and let me know Genesis chapter 1, verse 2, all the way down to chapter 2. Tell me, do you know who the power is? Who is the Messiah in there? You can't find him because you don't know who he is. Because you ain't know nothing about Deuteronomy 28. You only know what the witchcraft, sorcery, loudmouth people been teaching y'all tales. Now listen to this. He's saying you're not going to escape Deuteronomy endgame, whether you like it or not. Okay? You're sadly mistaken. And that's kind of scary for me because that means he about to allow some things to come to play. Now watch this here. Heathen and Gentiles are totally in control of you. And you too ignorant to see that. Because you got a big screen TV. You driving a car. You growing some vegetables. Nobody controls me. Baby, you are totally in captivity. They got you totally controlled. no matter what you have. A lot of people don't understand when you see a lot of people with stuff, they didn't sold out they spirit. They didn't sold out to Satan. If I can get this, I'll do this. If I can have this, I'll do this. And guess what happened? Let me take you there. James Brown. Okay, Michael Jackson. Whitney. Do y'all ever come to understand this? Let me show you why y'all messed up from the floor up. Have y'all ever understood? Let's go to Michael Jackson. Let's go to James Brown. Let's go to Whitney. Every penny that they had went back into the hands of the white man. Yes. A lot of y'all don't know that. They only gave the family what they wanted them to have. Everything these men owned went back into the hands of the heathens and the Gentiles. They had a role already in their death. Ooh, that's sad. Ooh, that's so sad. It's sad, but it's a sad to me because I'm talking about Black people being mental because they can't see nothing. And it's a type of mental that y'all has sealed to come to pass. Y'all did this. I don't have no problem. I'm mental. I don't have no problem. Catch me on the other side in spirit and truth. Then you be lost. See, the flesh can't overpower that which is born of the spirit. I'm glad I'm born of the spirit. Flesh, you're going to have to stand down when this spirit speaks. Why? Because I am in control. Because he is in me and he is greater than anything in the world. So therefore, flesh, stand down. That's the difference. When you own that thing and you tell the truth of the whole matter, he'll come and he'll abide in you. He'll live in you. He'll tell you, Deborah, don't step left. Don't step left. Step right. Deborah, don't go up. Go down. Deborah, don't go right. Go left. This is how he functions when he's greater in you. Now, the heathens and Gentiles are in full control of Negroes on the four corners. Those that Yah has put into captivity. He started saying, I did. No, you didn't. They did. I did it. No, you didn't. They did it. I did it. No, you didn't. They did it. Those are people who've been deceiving you, their own nation, just to get what they have today. A lot of them been lying to you just so they can get what they got today. And they building up on what they took from you. And they still building up on it. As long as they can build up on you lies. Now, the next one was, this is what it says, you are only in control. The Father want me to let you know, you're only in control of your lies. That's what you control. You're only in control of your lies and are willing to believe the lie that your nation tell you. I didn't even know that this Yahweh started with all of this way back. I think in the 70s, I believe it was. But was it the 70s or what? Yeah, I think it was. But the sad part is about it, you go back and do the history and the study, they were killing their own people and killing and doing all things against the Most High Yah. Go! Here, go! Go! Mentally, you want to run around here and talk about skits and all these here different mental disease. Baby, you got a mental disease and don't even know it. Call that flesh out. Now, what's next? They have set you up the way they have to live and deal with you even to today. They have set you up in the way that they have to live with you and deal with you. Why? You are in captivity. You are in denial that the Father have you on hold up right in these lands of your captives. You don't want to run around here thinking you done overpass what the Father says. You're going to make him alive because I can build my own kingdom down on the earth. I can build buildings. I can plant vegetables. I can do this and do this and do this. And when I'm doing this, I'm making his Torah, Deuteronomy 28, end game a lie. But we're going to see who's going to be the lie. We're going to see who's going to be the lie and the liar. Because this end game is deep. I see the Father pulling on up. I said, where you going? He said, Deborah, I'm pulling up in Deuteronomy 28. Don't you see me? Yeah, I see you. You said it, you're going to destroy us. 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 What part are you going to destroy, Father? Deborah, I got to destroy their mental state of mind. This is going to be destroyed. Because he was already destroyed. But I'm on 100. Why? Because you know I don't have nothing to do with the flesh. And before I let the flesh override what I am in the spirit, I will destroy it. But I'm going to get mine out. I got mine. I'm going to get mine out. But even they going to be destroyed. You know why? When you get to the other side, to the promised land, only when you get to the promised land, when you land on that land, then he's going to start cleaning you up. So it look like you've been dirty all the way on the journey. Y'all gone when you don't know spirit and truth. You don't have no light. Now, let's get to what he said about the heathens and the Gentiles. He said he told you that they're going to be over you. Even the poorest going to exceed above you. He said you're going to plant and they're going to take. You're going to own and they're going to take. You're going to build and they're going to take. So all these people who thinking that they doing something and overriding y'all because they want to prove to the world we got this, we got this, we got this. Y'all better get what we got. Look what we got. You got that because this is where you're going to remain when he get his. You're going to remain in what you have. And it's going to come down in the war. Nations against nations. Kingdom against kingdom. So get ready to build up your kingdom, your nation. It's because it's coming down. Blood is going to be shed. Life is going to be lost by great numbers. But y'all going to be up and out and gone while you having your Wayne Dane Doodle time, thinking it was always about you. Y'all ain't caused nobody to build, grow, or get anything that ain't going to help the needy and the hungry. See, they don't get it. They don't get it. He ain't never built it for you and your tower about. He ain't tell you to go building nothing for you and yours. He told you you're going to be destroyed. Everything you going to get, the white man going to take. You don't think they don't take it? Tell you what, pull up your check. Look on there and look at everything they taking out of your check. Once you get it, they take. Let's say if you make, say, $20 an hour. Well, out of that $20 an hour, you might bring home 8. You see what I'm saying? Y'all is about what he's saying. He say what he's about. Who are you about? You gone. Black people is mentally destroyed. Deuteronomy 28 end game said you going to destroy because I'm going to do it. See, I was thinking all this time he said being destroyed, you're going to be destroyed. I said, wait a minute, hold up. And this was about a year ago. He took me back in and he said, don't you see that? I said, you're going to be doing it. Wait a minute. You going to do that? Yep, Deborah. I'm going to do it. So see why they ain't looking for me? They looking and talking about what the heathens and Gentiles going to do. Tell them, hold up. I'm going to be pulling up. And when I pull up, they're going to still be blaming the heathens and Gentiles. But I'm going to pull up. Because I said it. That's what's a part of Torah they don't want y'all to know about. If they tell you to, if they get you to know that there's an end game to Torah, meaning consequences, then you're going to figure them out. And they don't want you to figure them out because they want to send you good news and good this and good that. I don't want no good news for no flesh and no man, no good news of no flesh and no woman. The good news you're going to bring me is going to be spirit and truth. And it's going to be resting dead and alive. Let's go there. He says, totally controlling your cities, your streets, they control. Your communities, they control. Your neighborhoods, they control. Now, this is what I had a problem with. When I go around in this state and I see all these beautiful, y'all, beautiful buildings, tore up, windows boarded up, this look, grass this tall. Father, why did they do that? He said, what did I tell you? Didn't I tell you they was going to take everything from y'all? I said, but Father, how are we supposed to do that? How our kids don't go to school? Deborah, those forefathers yesterday caused you to be where you at, and you become worse than your forefathers. And these Negro men running around here talking about polygamy and debating. You need to debate your tail somewhere and sit down. Because all you debating is wicked and even amongst each other. So he's saying to me, totally, Deborah, are they controlled over the cities, the neighborhood, the whole community. They have closed your schools. I said, every school for miles, hundreds and thousands of miles, where Negroes reside. They closed every last one of their schools. And guess what else they closed? Their stores. The more they build for them, the more they tear down. It's like, here, we give you this. And when they get it, they come right back and tear it down. Next thing you know, it's closed. So he said, not only, Deborah, did they close the schools. Now, he know I know about all that. He know I know about the stores. That's why I can talk on that. So what he's saying, whether I can talk on it or not, I don't listen to no flesh of nobody. I take what the Spirit teach me from the inside. And I deal with him from that level. I don't have to hear nobody lies. Thank you, Father, y'all. Thank you, Father, y'all. And then he says, they control over your spending. Why? Because they will close your stores and your schools down and force you to go to school out there where they at, where the money end up out there and keeping your broken down. Father, you showed about your word, and your word is about you. Praise the Most High, y'all. I just thank you that it is written. It is written. And I'm so glad. Because if it was not written, man would be the liar of everything as he is today. But it'll be even worse. But when you come to buckle up on Deborah, I know already it is written. That means your monkey mouth can't say nothing to me on this earth, because heaven got it wrote in and got it wrote out, and the books were closed. So he's saying the communities, he says, they control our spending because they give us stores and then they ship old meat to us, repackage it and put different names and numbers on it. We're thinking we getting something. They know how to give us the leftovers, just like housing, property, and everything else. We thinking we got it going on, but we don't understand. We getting their leftovers. We ain't getting nothing like they have. We getting their leftovers. Now listen to this. In our community, they closing the stores, they close the schools, they close the corner store, they close everything. Everything that you need to be successful, they close it down. Now, voting, let me tell y'all what I learned as I was young. I think Sister Deborah voted once. I say once. That's one time I can remember. One, I give myself two, but all the time I can remember is once. I'm sorry. They vote. I'm 63. I'm going to be 63. But this is the thing. They are control the voting. Even in our community. We sitting around as Negroes, mentally gone. We got to vote for this. We going to vote for this. Yeah, we going to vote for this. We Democratic. And I'm going to show you how mental Black people are. If you learn the history of Democratic, you will know you're serving the devil. That's sad, isn't it? To know that you've been voting for the devil all these years because you mental, you gone. So when the Father come telling me and pulling up to me, telling me in the last 2 years, that they are going to be destroyed. I said, but fathers look like they already destroyed. He said, you got it. And the more he told me, the more I see it. See, it was like you don't pay attention to it until that Ruach come teaching you, said, okay, you see this. And you be like, and you mean that's really going? Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't think it was that deep. But see, that's what the Ruach come to do. To break that thing in you and out of you so you can understand him. Because he is all understanding. That's why he's saying all you're getting, get understanding. Now listen to this. Voting. I learned as a young girl in high school, and that's why I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Voting, the Roman Pope, the power of Satan's right hand is under the Roman Pope leadership. No one pulls up to be president and let the powers that be have assigned them to it. Say, for instance, you got Obama and you got Trump running. Only who the power say takes the position, gets the position. Your vote never mean the rats behind. That's how mental you gone. Your votes mean nothing. And I want to send this message out to you too. As many people as you can inform, tell them, ban yourself from voting. Don't vote the year 2024. Boycott the world gameplay. Because you know what? Negroes sitting around here, mentally disturbed, running around here talking about Democratic and Republican. Both of them, let me show you how it is. Okay, here it is. Say this is Republican and this is Democratic. When the underground power, which ignorant black people thinking, Illuminatis and so on, they are a part of the underground power, but they're not the power itself. You see, that's what a lot of y'all don't know. See, they plays a role, skinheads, KKK, black, white supremacists, all of them play a role in this underground power. When you see all this stuff built under the ground, that's that underground power. That's the Roman Catholics. They are the right hand power of Satan. They hide behind the Christians. And so you won't know who they are. And that's, I think, the most saddest thing that has actually taken place for other people. Because the devil hides behind the shield. The Roman Catholics is the shield of Satan's right hand. And they are the shield of Satan's right hand, and they hide under the shield of the Catholics, not the Catholic Christians. Why? Why did they take on the Christians? Because they was causing everybody to grow into this Christian way of living, way of thinking, way of understanding. So all the church became Christians. Why Satan hide under the Roman Catholics to all land on the face of the earth? Do they rule? All you had to do is key it in, and it'll tell you. Roman Catholic runs China. Roman Catholic runs Russia. Roman Catholic runs Europe. Roman Catholic runs Germany. Y'all didn't know they did you. All you have to do is pull it up, and there it is. But see, that's why I call black people, they gone. They pulling up lost books. Not one of them lost books gonna cost them to be found. So you can pull up any book you want. You still ain't gonna be found. Because the only way you're gonna be found is through the light of my Father. They're gonna show you the way. And that's the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, as some say. You ain't gonna find nothing in darkness. Only thing you're gonna find is the light that he gave you to see in the midnight. That's the only way you're gonna see. You can't see through people teaching you. Here all these lost books. Torah, here, grab Torah. Here, no, we don't believe the New Testament. We only believe, no matter what you believe, it ain't what you, he never did tell you to come by what you believe. Not what you believe. That's your flesh. The brand that he had for his, he separated. You either born of the spirit or you're born of the flesh. And he ain't talking about a natural born. He letting you know you either going to be about the flesh in his spiritual eyes, or you're going to be about his spirit. One or the other. And he already got you locked in and locked out in the heaven, in the books, and in the book of life. Now, he was telling me about how fully controlled the heathens and the Gentiles are of these people, Deborah. And they too mentally to see it. They mentally gone. They can't see it. And he began to say they have them so in control that they spend their money for them. Look at what they put in your communities. All these Chinese people put their chop suey food in there and you run by it. All it is grease. None of it is healthy. But you go buy everything that they trash they give you. You don't even know what they're cooking. That's why they hide behind a shield to serve you. That's how ignorant you are. You about from anything. You gone. You gone. You mental. So you can't talk about somebody who's skits and all these other mental disease, polo, bipolar, and all this. You in there too. You just don't know it. You're too ignorant to see it. Okay. Now he was also talking about voting. He said voting is a mindset. They run out here and they talk about Democratic and Republicans. Here it is. Democratic and Republicans. Both of them are controlled by the right hand of Satan through the Roman Catholic power underground and in the heavens too. Meaning in space where they built all these other weapons. The Roman Pope Catholics. They the ones set the false Jews over in Israel. They got them from Europe and told them the plan. And they've been over there since then. And it will be hard for their children to believe that they are not when they came up, born into this religion and into this. They won't come up out of it, but they're going to die in it. You either stand down or you're going to lay down, one way or the other. So here it is. Voting, you got the Democrats and the Republicans. Both of them are under the power of Satan. Neither one of those can help you. Never could, never would. Here you are. Let's say I'm 60, 63 almost. So let's say 63. This one old black lady got so mad at me when she said, yeah, we shouldn't vote for a Republican, always vote for a Democratic, or the Republicans gonna take so much from us. I said, you know what? I was poor when I got here, and I'm going to be poor when I'm gone. She was so angry. I don't get into politics. I don't vote. She was so angry with me. That woman had to be about 80 years old. Oh, she was so angry because what? They done already destroyed your mind. They done destroyed your mind to play a game with them. Oh, Republicans. Well, Democratic. And then you get these Negro men leading the mass and the multitude on these devil platforms and leading a church talking about Republicans and Democrats. Why would you bring the world into what you say you worship in y'all? Why would that be up on your pulpit? Why would that be in the sanctuary where you say you worship the Most High God? Why would y'all share your platform that you call holy, that you say you representing Yah? Why should he share it? Because you sick. You gone. Democratic and Republican is a game. Always been, always was. But the biggest game is the Democratic. They are full of and Satanism. The Republican is full of wicked and evil and Satanism. So when you getting your stupid tails out here, thinking if you vote, your vote gonna count. Tell me how long you been living and how many times have your vote proven you to gain something from either the Republicans or the Democrats for whom you vote for. What has changed for you? What has changed for you? It's a game, y'all. They playing with mental states. They know you gone. Do you know that they know already what Deuteronomy said? Until you are destroyed. That's why they ain't easing up. They're not easing up. They know you gone. Sister Deborah know you gone. I'm gone and I don't care. I'm going one place, but I'm somewhere. Father, y'all, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to be in trouble. Okay, voting is a mind manipulation, a mind control. Baby, your vote don't mean a rat's behind. Your vote don't mean a rat's behind. You are mentally disturbed and don't know it. Now he says the food. He says they bring food into your communities, loaded. They make sure you get plenty of sodas, and they'll put it on sale for your tail. They bring food into your community. It's too many stores I went in where our people are at, and our food don't look like the food if I go far out. What's the problem? Don't look nowhere near. Why is it when you go to stores out there where the white people reside and you go to the stores where we reside, why do we settle for that? Because we gone. We gone. We mentally disturbed and don't know it. Deuteronomy, not Deuteronomy, it says the Messiah came and he said, it's going to be like the days of Noah and like the days of Lot. Buying, selling, planting, marrying, and give. All those are signs to let you know, just as plain as day. What is he saying when he said marrying? And then it says, and giving in marriage. Have you ever thought of that? Do your study on that. It has let you know it's this polygamy mess going on. See, he know what he put in there. And then he had the Messiah to come and back what he said. It's going to be like the days of Noah. And we too ignorant to see what was going on in Noah day. All you have to do is go to Genesis chapter 6 and deal with verse 1 and 2, and it'll tell you the story. Then you back it up until today, then you got your answer. He's letting you know y'all gonna run y'all dumb tails. This is what the Father is actually saying. Y'all gonna run y'all dumb tails out of here and be planning, selling, buying, building. You think he's talking to? You really think he's talking to the heathens and Gentiles? No, he's talking to you. Negroes. Gone. They can't even hear him talking. But they teach you like they know it. Because they have to deceive you at the level of you not only deceived and gone here, but your spirit is dead. It has no light. It has no understanding. It has no wisdom and no knowledge that falls in the spirit. Everything you have is out of the loud mouth of these men and women that's teaching y'all on these devil platforms and in these churches and in these synagogues and in these temples. Now, he said the food. He said, Deborah, they wouldn't even know the difference to their food and what is coming into their stores versus what's going to the other people's store. You're getting the old stuff. Even if they have to rewrap it, they'll send it into your neighborhood. And you will love it. You will like it. You don't have no problem with it. Okay? So he said, this is all these things I'm showing y'all. This is showing how your mental state is gone. When you thinking, oh, my mind ain't gone. You ain't nothing. Because if you don't have the Ruach HaKodesh, my Father, and his light, you're not only going on one side, you're going on both sides. Now, let me get the other one. He said how they can come in your community and disperse chemicals in the air. And you wouldn't even pay any attention. You wouldn't even care less. You won't even be troubled by it. They can poison you. He said, Negroes is the people that can't look and see the level of sugar they put in all their food. Because one thing the heathens and Gentiles know, that they can kill you from the inside. They don't have to wait from the outside because you're going to do that yourself. They're going to go and kill each other. But we can keep feeding them. And this is why they're having all these issues. Let me tell y'all what I did. For the last 3 weeks, I stopped drinking sodas. And this is what's deep about sodas. It wasn't that I drank sodas a lot, maybe say 3, maybe within a week, maybe 2 within a week. But you know what, you guys, I feel totally different. The 3 weeks I hadn't drank not one soda. Sugar, totally. That sugar, CNA sugar. I don't care. All Walmart always had those big bags stacked. Guess what they did to Africa? 2 years ago, no, 3 years ago, they son. Y'all should have seen it. It was off the chain. You should have seen all that sugar they sent over to Africa. All that sugar. I couldn't believe it, something like that. And I think they said China sent it over to Africa, to the Black community. But guess what happened? I think it was the president. He sent it all back. He sent it all back. See, these Negroes knows that they got them. They know what the sugar do. And then everything you look on it is telling you extra sugar. Nobody question it. Nobody say nothing. See, I don't have to go to the heathens and Gentiles. Tell them nothing. I was sent, just as the Messiah says. I'm sent to the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. So am I. I don't have time to be dealing with the heathens and Gentiles when I know my Father's right hand already got them broken down with the power in his right hand. They are doing what he is allowing them to do. And we clowning with them like they got the power to change our situations. That's why I say you're gone. We turn to them like they got the power to change our situation. Oh, they're going to sell us this. We're going to buy this from them. We're going to get this and we're going to get that. Baby, please. They going to do you like he told them to do you. And still allowing them to do you. So he's saying that they spray chemicals in our air, in our community. I see it. He said they control our buying and our spending. Yes, they do. They can put anything in our community. And I'm going to show y'all something. I couldn't understand it, and I still don't understand how. I do understand it. I can't say I guess that's just the way I kind of say things. I don't understand it, but if I better watch that because the Father would tell me, what you mean you don't understand it? Didn't we go over this? Didn't I tell you this? But what's powerful to me, I sit back and watch. They decided to build all these places where they draw blood from people and they'll give you a few dollars in the Black community. They got all these things where, let me tell you what they're doing here. Building donut shop. Building donut shop. And it ain't no type of big donut place. It's like a regular building that sells donuts. What's going on in the Black community? They don't have nothing. What's going on? Why do we need donuts all of a sudden? See, in the Black community, if they had any sense, first thing they said, we don't want this in the neighborhood. We're going to boycott it. Anything that does not sit where, that's what Black people in their right mind would do. They close your schools, you boycott. You march, you go up again, but you're gone. You're too far gone. You don't care about them closing your school. You don't care about what school your grandkids go to or your kids. You don't care because you're gone. And you don't understand that you're gone. Because even if you don't have grandkids and you don't have kids, you still should have sense enough to see all these things that's taking place, showing you that you are gone. Mentally gone. Because you can't see wrong. And that's what he wanted you to do. That's all he wanted us to do. Is to accept that curse. Feel that curse. Tell him, Deborah, I never wanted anything outside for them to feel that thing. But guess what? You're too ignorant. You're too gone. And that completed his end game. That you gone. You never felt it. All this stuff that didn't happen in 400 years is way past 400 years. But all this stuff didn't happen. You ain't felt none of it. And all he wanted us to do was to see that thing and feel that thing. And know that it was him. His right hand. We walking around here. You ain't done nothing to us. Forget you. You ain't done this to us. That's the heathen and Gentiles, the white people. They done this. They done this. And it kills me when they go into the instructions and direction book and run back over in Torah. You're supposed to do it this way. Did your forefathers do it that way? No, your forefathers didn't. And I ain't talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those are the forefathers that was branded through the spiritual bloodline. I'm talking about your forefathers. That's why you ain't never heard y'all say your forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, was stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. Why? Because y'all don't know who they were. They was the bloodline of the spiritual bloodline. They didn't understand that there's two bloodlines, a flesh bloodline and a spiritual bloodline. And that's what they fell under. You running on here on the bloodline of the flesh and running around here thinking you somebody because you fell under they bloodline of the flesh, and sin did too. Who are you in my most high Yah? So he's saying they controlling our buying and our spending. Yes, they do. They have their hands, they have the left and the right hand on our buying and our spending. All they can advertise something for black people and they run out and get it. I've seen it, y'all. Even when I was in high school, it didn't make sense to me. I remember going to Lively Stone Church, and I was couldn't understand. One day we came out, and they had flyers all over the place in the community talking about the Crips and the Bloods, and how the east side and the west side. I said, only one could have did that. I'm going to tell you, I was young. Only one could have did that was these damn white people. They don't want to have the power to do something like that. They already know how we are. They know what they can move, how they can move us. And guess what? We'll never find our way home. You will never find your way home because you're mental. So what other way you have to go? The only choice you have is to look to the hills from whom all help come from. If you think for 1 minute you are God in yourself, which a lot of them do, y'all don't know that. A lot of them think that they are God. That's why they don't give a rest behind what somebody like me say, what somebody said back in the days about politics. They don't care. They're gone. And they figure if I'm gone, it ain't my fault. Well, yes, it is. But see, because you're thinking because you're gone mentally that you're going to be able to swoop the coop and enter into the kingdom. No, baby, you're going to get left right here on this earth dealing with Babylon and its debris. You're going to see who your most high is and its right hand power. So you think you're going to see, you think you talk about Babylon coming down, you might as well get ready because you're going to be right here with them. If you don't know who you are in your spirit and in your state of mind, you're going to be right here. You're going to be right here. Because look at all this stuff I'm talking about now. This is what you've been bypassing for 400 years, past 400 years. And here you are in the midnight hour, 2023, and just lost as lost can be. Still talking that same trash. Same trash. So he's telling me the chemicals, the air surrounding, and they put chemicals. I know that. I've seen it. A lady was talking back in, I think she was doing some a white lady. I think it was in 92, somewhere in there. And she was saying that the government have been doing this for years. Yes, they have. Do you all know that they used to come in our community and spray? They spray for mosquitoes. They were spraying it in our communities, y'all. And our people didn't say a word. I sat back and watched all these elementaries, all these high schools closed down. And not one brother, not one sister stood up and said, no, we ain't gonna have this. Black people do not fight for anything that is righteous. Let something be unrighteous. They in line. They in line for wicked and evil. But when it come down to righteous, they refuse to get in the line and do something about it. Gone. They gone. They run around here talking about schizophrenia and mental disorder. Baby, yes. You do your study, your real study, you'll find out how many of Negroes that are mentally gone. And let me tell y'all something. A lot of them beat, how would I say? They beat the time. Because a lot of them been on substance. And a lot of these women and men don't understand when they on drugs and on crack and taking drugs and cocaine and all this stuff. Do y'all know it kills their red blood cells? It deals with the back of here. It kills the brain parts, and they cannot be rebuilt. It changed their way of thinking and how they can function. So these women going out here and they get a man and think, oh, he's so nice. Oh, he got a job. But baby, you don't know what he got here. Because you're looking at the outer man. And this is why a lot of women are dying right here today on this dating site. Because they're getting them from what they see. And don't understand, baby, you getting people who are already at the max here. See, you can be gone here, but then when you at the max, you'll take anybody with you. And that's what you see. And you, one Negro man, no one nigga or woman talk about nothing. They won't talk about nothing. But kill one man that robbed the bank. Oh, they gonna march. They gonna march. They gone, y'all. Our people are gone. And I think the real sad about it is those going to be those who going to be left here after Noah had already closed the door and it began to rain. They're going to still be out here talking the same trash. And y'all can be in their sanctuary, in their church, on their YouTube, and on that. You won't be on YouTube, believe me, but you won't be out there still trying to follow the crowd. Because you think they telling you about your most high God and they ain't telling you a darn thing. They ain't giving you no spirit and truth. They ain't giving you no light. They ain't giving you nothing but a bunch of trash and you eating it up. You eating it up and all you eating is trash. And you get more and more mentally disturbed because they taking you away from the most high Yah, which is spirit and truth, where the light is at. So it makes sense what he said, Deborah. Narrow is the gate that leads to life. And very few gonna find that, Deborah. Very few. They don't get it. They tell you everybody gonna find it. Oh, we the Hebrew Israelites, we the two Jews, we all gonna go. What a lot of you all don't know is this. The books has been written and they are closed. So while you running around here without the mindset to really worship my most high God in the way of righteousness, belief, faith, and fear of him, not of these people. You got more faith in Republicans and Democrats than you do the most high God. You got more faith in your bank account, in what you have, than to serve the most high God. I know it. But I love him. He did. Yeah, he did. We're finna go there. I'm finna take you exactly where he wants you to know. You say you see? He said you cannot. Let's go there. Matthew 13. In Matthew 13 and verse 13. Let's go there. Matthew 13, chapter 13 and verse 13. And then we're going to also drop down to 17. But let's stick with Matthew 13 and verse 13. Matthew 13 and verse 13. Therefore, this is Yeshua. Therefore, speak I to them in parables, because they say they see. They say they see not. Who you think he's talking to? He said, Deborah, the same thing they would say to you, they say it to me, and I'm the Messiah. They say it to me. But I gave them parables. Why did you give them parables? Because they didn't have a winning chance, Deborah. And I already knew. He knew because he had that spiritual gift. You know how I told you how the Father he's got now, and it's been about the last 6 months. People be coming into the store and they will say something, and I be wanting to climb on top of it and give them. The Father said, cut it off. Don't go there. Don't tell them nothing. That's what time we're in. It ain't time to give this potent spirit and truth and this light to those who cannot see, nor those that cannot hear. Now listen to what the Messiah was saying. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 13. Therefore, speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. Do you know what understanding is? Why is it he said, all your get understanding? Because the Ruach HaKodesh holds all understanding. That's why he said, in all your getting, I ain't talking about wisdom, I ain't talking about knowledge. You better get understanding, because that's the Holy Spirit. You better get it. He has all understanding in him. And that's where you get it from. So he's saying here, seeing and see not, hearing and they hear not, neither do they understand. That means they don't have it. So if they don't understand, that's right, give their butts parables. And that's what he tells me. Give them parables. Seeing they can't see, hearing they can't hear. He's saying the same thing. And he's saying the same thing. And then he said, neither do they understand. That means neither do they have the Holy Spirit, which they weren't going to have no way, because the Messiah had said, but he's telling this to them, his disciples, but he's saying that, therefore speak I to them in parables. He got a way to speak to them. What did I just tell y'all? What example I gave y'all? I said, people approaching me and they talking. Did not I say that? And when they talking to me, I want to give them. I want to give it to them. I want. And y'all cut it out, because he know I'm quick. I'll let them speak because I'm a good hearer. I'll let them speak. But when they finish, when they stop, I'll move on in. And he's telling me now, I guess it's because the hour we're in. He said, cut it off. Don't take them there. Don't waste your time. And that's a blessing for me. But what it leads me to is the pitch darkness that's out here, where the Father is tainting me to not speak spirit and truth and the light to people. Okay, so right there, Messiah saying the same thing. He said, verse 13, therefore speak I to them in parables, because they say, they are seeing, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. Verse 17, same Matthew chapter 13, verse 17. And it reads, for verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men. Prophets are men. Prophetess are women. Look what he's saying. Look what he's saying. I told you had your pencil and your pen and your piece of paper. Verse 17, Matthew chapter 13, verse 17. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men, men, males, have desired to see those things which ye see, Deborah, which ye see, Deborah. But what happened? And have not seen them. And to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard. See, that's why I don't listen to them. I don't let them tell me nothing. I sit here, and if I'm so happy just sitting and enjoying a meal or something, just sit down and hit that YouTube and I might hear maybe 2 or 3 minutes of what somebody's saying. And when I do, it's just like a downer. Because I say they're gone. Mentally, Father, they're gone. Because of what they're saying. The information that they're feeding the people are for the flesh. But he said, he that is flesh, and he that is spirit. Deborah, let them eat the flesh. For they are born of the flesh. And he that is born of the spirit shall and will eat from the spiritual plate. Okay? So, in 17, he's sitting here, Matthew 13 and verse 17. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 17 said, verily I say unto you that many prophets, which are men, and righteous men have desire to see those things which ye see, and not see them. And have not seen them, and hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. That's deep. That's deep. And we're going to talk a lot about men on here. So if this is not your cup of tea, I advise you better start taking your car and put it on put your foot on the pedal and the metal and ski it on out. Because here I go. Okay. Now I'm going to take, this is one way he's saying. They really don't get this thing, Deborah. They can't see it, they can't hear it, but they're gone. Sister Deborah telling you, you're gone. Okay. Then he goes to Luke chapter 10. Let's see what Luke is saying here. Luke chapter 10, verse 24. Luke chapter 10, verse 24. See, this is telling you, you can run your tails around and follow the multitude of people on these devil platforms, and he's telling you, they only giving you food for your flesh. They're giving you parables. They're not giving you nothing for your spirit, man, that's going to have its right mind. See, when you gone here, you are not gone here, you can control your body, y'all. You can rule. That's why he said, get your flesh under the subjection of your spirit. Because your spirit is the one that carries the war. It can make that flesh stand down. So when you go on here, as long as you have that Holy Spirit in you, you'll find your way, because he'll show you the way. Okay? So you have to be able to take this thing in the right contents of what Deuteronomy 28 said. I'm going to destroy them, Deborah. They're going to be destroyed. I'm going to destroy them. 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 And why these darn Negro black men and women don't see that you are destroyed? That's Deuteronomy endgame, chapter 28, verse 18, all the way to the end. He's telling you he's going to crush your tail. He's going to destroy your tail. What do you think he's talking about? He's talking about your mental state. And it has been so. And I, Sister Deborah, salute the Most High Yah in it. Let your will continue. Father, Most High Yah. Okay. Now, you go into Luke chapter 10, verse 24. Let me get there. Luke chapter 10. And he's saying this stuff. And this is just, I'm just giving you the verses. But it doesn't matter. Because I'm going to tell y'all, no matter what somebody give you, in these books, in King James 1611, any King James, all the lost books, it doesn't matter. When you go, you're gone. Okay. Luke chapter 10 and verse 24. And it reads, Luke chapter 10, verse 24. For I tell you, we letting the Messiah talk. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Why? Sister Deborah got her stupid tail on this YouTube at the beginning, hooping and hollering, trying to say to these men, open the door if you got the keys. Y'all, I was going crazy. And the father said, shut it down. Stand down. I'm telling you, I wasn't in there a good month. And one good month, I think I had probably like 8,000. I'm telling you, just that one good, I was so out of it. I could not believe that you had so many loudmouth men on this devil platform that said that I have awakened. And here my dumb tail looking. Wait a minute. Who are these men? You awakened. I'm sitting day and night listening to all of them. Wait a minute. Hold up, bro. Get the keys. Y'all, the father had to shut me down. I'm trying to figure out why these Negroes ain't opening the door. Why is it? Where's your key, bro? Open the door. It was only 2 of them that came so close to the door. I said, okay, you got the key. Oh, you got the key. Open the door, brother. Please open the door. And all of a sudden, you on there 2 hours and you still waiting for him to open the door and he never get the door open. And I'm going to say, the father said, you, hey, stand down. Get off this platform. Get off of this thing. He said, how do you think them men going to open up a door that I didn't give them a key to? And he had to chastise me in a way that I was like, because in my sick mind, I want everybody to have the keys. I want everybody to step in that door. I want the light to shine in everybody. I want spirit and truth to rest therein. Everybody. And the father said, wait a minute, hold up. Get off the platform. You said this is the devil platform, but why are you hooping and hollering to them, telling them to open up a door? How they gonna open up a door, Deborah, and I ain't gave them the key? I said, but Father, they don't hear say this. They say they awakened, Father. Father, they say they awakened. They say they awakened. He said, Deborah, all this time, you listening to them. Have you ever seen any day they was able to open the door? I said, no, they never opened up the door, and I don't understand why. He said, Deborah, I didn't give them a key. So listen to this. Luke chapter 10, verse 24. The Messiah says, I tell you, look at it, child, look at 24. I tell you that many prophets and kings have desire to see those things which ye see, Deborah, and have not seen them. Praise the mighty Yahweh. See, you can't just come up on my father and ride up like you know him. You got to know him. But you got to know him the way he lets you know him. Now listen to this. And it says, and have not seen them. And to hear those things which you heard, Deborah, and have not heard them. How you like me now, said the Most High God. He's sitting here letting you know they want to be prophets. They want to be kings. They don't know what you know, Deborah. You've been given the keys. They ain't been given nothing. And you hollering on this devil platform like they can hear you. And guess what I started doing, y'all? It got so bad, I started typing it in. Bro, stand down. You don't have no key. Y'all, it got so out of control. The father said, shut it down. I shut that bad boy down. Took another 3-4 months, boot back up, and did the same thing over again. Couldn't understand why these people on this. See, to me, I think if you're going to take that powerful word of awakening, baby, the only thing I'm looking for you to awaken into is spirit and truth. And if you say you got that, no, they talking about they awakening to who they are. Who gets a right behind who you are? Are you awakening to my Father? Have you seen the light, or have you even known that it exists? Oh. So I'm like, what happened? I stayed on it for another 3 months, realized, the Father didn't even have to tell me to come off. I shut down again. Because what I realized is, y'all, that these people been on here for so long. They've been on this devil platform for so long. Now, these are examples sitting here telling y'all, but it don't matter. The Father say they just like the days of Noah. It's going in one ear and can't wait to come out the next. It goes in one ear, can't wait to come out the next. That's how you can talk all day and all night. It ain't gonna mount up to a pot of burnt beans. And you know what that smell like. Worthless. It's no good. Not even the protein in it. So here it is. Luke chapter 10. I love the way he said here, because it took me back to when I first got on YouTube. And I was hollering. I was spitting on y'all. I didn't understand that they didn't have the keys. I figured if you say you're awakening and you say you know the Bible and you, oh man, now it's on. Sitting my dumb tail up watching them, and not one Negro was able to open the door. They never had the keys, said the Most High. Y'all, he shut me down. And when he told me, Deborah, how you expect them? This is what he said. How do you expect them to open up a door? And I ain't gave them no key. Now, the next verse is Isaiah chapter 6. Now, I don't know for sure if you all are writing this down, but it would help you on your journey. Walking with the light. It'll help you, because it'll show you that it is important that you don't go behind these men running their leadership, their rulership, their king, their leader. What did the Messiah say? He called them prophets. He called them kings. He letting you know they ain't nothing. They want you to give them all the glory and the respect, and they don't even have no respect for themselves, their community, their tribe, their nation. Isaiah chapter 6. Let's see what Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 9. Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 9. Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 9. Now, they said there's a new and an old. In Deborah, I don't see no new and old. I don't accept new old. That's trash to me. That don't mean nothing to me. But here in Isaiah, as you read, as you understand the Bible, I just took out some things that the Messiah said. But listen to this. In Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9, it reads, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, and understand not. And see indeed, but perceive not. He told him to go tell this people. He told him the house of Israel and Israel. What is he saying? Let me see that example. You remember Noah when he was building that ark? It took a mighty long time, y'all. I got to see, it was some years before he can build it. But Yah always told him to go out to warn the people that it's going to rain. You see what I'm saying? Why was you, Father Yah, sending him out there knowing that they wasn't going to come in? You know, not one. No, wait a minute. No, maybe two. No, not one. Wait a minute. Hold up now. Not one. You see what I'm saying? But you're sending him out there. Now watch this here. Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people. This is the house of Israel. Hear ye indeed. What do that mean? What do that mean, y'all? He's telling them they hear this indeed. But what happens? But understand not. That's why I tell y'all probably be getting mad at me when I be telling you, I can feel this thing. I'm speaking, but I can feel when they not getting it. You see, because the power in what I'm saying, y'all. When I say something and I know the power that backs it up and back it down, it's speaking something so heavy and powerful, it brings me to the level of being able to feel they hear you, but they hear not. And this is exactly what this is saying. Listen to this. Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. It ain't that y'all don't hear me, but you understand not. The way Sister Deborah teach, you can't help but understand. Why? We in the midnight hour. He ain't sending his servant out to teach you that which you cannot hear. It's how you take it in your heart. And if you're born of the flesh, you take it in the flesh heart. But if you're born of the spirit, you take it in your spirit heart. Now watch this here. And then what it says. And see, yet, indeed. See, indeed. But proceed not. That's worthless. That is worthless. That's just like me telling y'all about, they always talk about Torah, how we got to live Torah, how we got to be about Torah. You don't understand a darn thing in Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2. You don't understand a darn thing in Deuteronomy 28. Because if you did, you would know it's an end game. You are destroyed. Or they won't teach y'all that. They won't go nowhere near it. And they're not going to go near it. So that's another thing right here where he told them to go, told him to go, Isaiah, and tell this people. Who you think he's talking to? Who you think he's talking to? The house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. Go tell them. But indeed, you're going to tell them. But they ain't going to understand. Indeed, Deborah, you're gonna what he said, and see indeed. They're gonna see indeed, but won't perceive. You know what he's talking about? Perceive. You know what he's talking about? I can sit here all night and teach this whole lesson. And he said, many would never see it nor hear it in the spirit realm in which is speaking unto them. That's sad. It's sad, but it's okay. It's the type of sad that the Father told me, it's okay, though, Deborah. I know what I got wrote up. Don't forget, Deborah, it's written. So it ain't got nothing to do with you. It is written. Okay? Now it goes back to Daniel. Now watch this here. In the book of Daniel, chapter 10 and verse 7. We're going to go somewhere with this tonight, y'all. And I better cut down on the talking and just hit the scriptures. So, and like I said, I can sit here and give you all these scriptures and all these verses. It ain't gonna mean a rat's behind at the end. Why? Because y'all say you still on my time. You roll up until I tell you to roll out. See, a lot of us think we rule. We run this. I already know who run this. I know who got all power and all authority. I know who rule. And it ain't Deborah. Daniel chapter 10, verse 7. Listen to this. Now we're coming even further back. All the way through the scriptures, y'all. He been telling you. These people think they know. They don't know nothing. They didn't know it in Torah. They didn't know it back in the beginning. And they ain't going to know it in the end. So what? This is what I'm trying to say to y'all. This is the clowns that's on these Deborah platform teaching y'all. They don't know no more than you. You might be anointed and appointed in the mission of the servant of the Most High Yah, and you running your tail up in they tails, and it confuses you because you called and they not. So you sit your dumb tail up under them. Okay, Daniel chapter 10 and verse 7, and it reads, Daniel. I think I got this right. Let's see. 7, chapter 10, verse 7. Daniel, chapter 10, verse 7. And it says, and Daniel, alone saw the vision. And the men, you see the men, male, what does it say? That were with me saw not the vision. See, this is what I'm saying to you all. Y'all servants gonna see what y'all want them to see. They gonna be what y'all want them to be. They gonna be led by who y'all in them is leading them. It ain't gonna be based on what loudmouth men and women are saying in their understanding, in their wisdom, in their knowledge. No, it don't run like that. Now listen to this. Verse 7, Daniel chapter 10 and verse 7. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision. For the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great earthquake fell upon them. A great quaker. You didn't say earthquake. A great quaker fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Oh, it was something fell upon them, and they hid. You see? Y'all don't get that, do y'all? You all don't get that, do you? Let's read it again. Maybe you can get it the second time, maybe the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time. Listen to this. Daniel chapter 10, verse 7. And I, Daniel, alone, just telling you, I was there in a vision, and I saw the vision. For the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaker fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Therefore I was left alone, said verse 8, and saw the great vision. This is what y'all has teaching. That's how y'all teach me. Why do you think I say he says, stay in your lane, Deborah? Get back in your lane. Because he knows that in that lane, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to reveal things to you. I'm going to show you things to come. I'm going to prophesy, give you things that you may prophesy. I'm going to speak to you in the water. I gave you the gifts of eyes. I gave you the gift of interpreting tongues. I gave you the gift of discerning. So if you think for 1 minute I gave you all this to come outside that, to come out of that lane, no, I gave it to you. Stay your tail in the lane. Because as long as you're in that lane, you ain't got to worry about those that's outside of your lane. You in there. Look at Daniel. He said, verse 7, and I, Daniel, alone saw the vision. For the men, which is males, that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaker fell upon them, so that they fled, took off, and hid themselves. Verse 8, therefore I was left alone, and I saw the great vision. Y'all don't have to show everybody. He got his that he still that serves him. He deal with us. It ain't based on if you like me or not. It ain't based on if you agree with me or not. It ain't based on if my head is covered and if I got long sleeves on or if I'm wearing earrings and makeup. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Why? Because heaven, I wasn't there, but I was put in the book. What did I have on then? When he wrote me in the book before the foundation of the world, what did I have on, Father Yah? Will you tell me, how did I dress? How did I look, Father Yah? Did I have my head covered when you put my name in that book, Father Yah? Stop trying to rule my Father's power. And that's where the problem is at. You ain't respect his power and who he is, nor those that served him, because you're so busy serving self and the world and think you in there. Good luck with that. Now, I like this here, Daniel. You helped me out a great deal. I appreciate that. That's my brother. That's my brother. That's my brother. That's my brother I'll see again. Now, I'm going to end this, can't see, with Corinthians chapter 1. Corinthians, 1 Corinthians I get it right, y'all. Or I go home. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. Let's see what that says. Now, that's not it for the lesson, you guys. I'm going to take a few more minutes because I'm going to give you what y'all gave me. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 9. Chapter 2 and verse 9. Let's see. Now we're back. We're going back over to what they call the old. Now, see, it's the same creator, the same power, the same Yah being as today, and we trying to make him different. We trying to tell him, look, you might as well deal with us. We like to do this. So what? It ain't the way you want us to do it. But we like to control the people and tell the people to do this, so they won't know you. That's what they doing, y'all. This ain't no devil platform for nothing. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. But as it is written, eyes have not seen, Deborah, nor ears, nor ear. Now, I need to back that up. I need to back that up. I need to back that up. I need to back that up and back that down. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 9. I'm going to show you some power. I'm going to show you some power. Listen to this. But as it is written, thank you, heaven. Heaven got that thing written. So you tell me what you can come down here and control if everything is already predestined, ordained, and foreknew and is written. That's why the angel was clowning in Revelation. Who's going to be able to open the books? Because they knew that the books were sealed. So I'd like to know who on this earth and who done died, who could actually open the books. Yeshua tell you quick, not I. Unless the Father gave him the power. The power opens the book. So it ain't like Yeshua just can go up there. Yeah, the power gave him the ability to open that book. Because the book was written by the power of my Father's right hand. How you like them now? Okay. So in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, hear this, y'all. Hear this. And I know you're going to go over your head. So just listen to this. But as it is written, I have not seen. Look at that eye. See, it went over your head, didn't it? Nor ear heard. You see that eye? That's spiritual. You see that ear? That's spiritual. Why? Because it's one. Yah is all about that oneness. That's why we have to come one in him. We can't be about us. Oh, I'm tough. I'm this, me and mine. That's why all this flesh stuff that's being played out down here on the earth, you're going to play that. You're going to be right here, left right here. And you think heaven's going to be waiting for you to ring the doorbell? Ha, ha, ha. Just wait and see. See if you're going to be able to do that. And if you're thinking you're going to wait to see, keep living like you're living. Okay? Now, right here, I said it went over your heads because there's two things. The eye is spiritual and the ear is spiritual. So it's saying the spiritual eye, I love this, have not seen. Nor the spiritual ear have not heard. Neither have entered into the heart of man the things which Yah has prepared for them that it says that love him. Why is that? Because the tree is for those who have not seen nor heard what the Father has prepared for you. He ain't got you there yet. So you can't even preach that thing. You can't teach that thing because it's spiritual, what he has prepared for you. Your eye, meaning your spiritual eye, nor your spiritual ear, knows the truth and what the Father has waiting for you. And he's got on here for them that love him. That love is in him. You see? It didn't say eyes with an S, because he letting you know, flesh, stand your nasty tail down. You ain't got nothing to do with this. He didn't say down here ears, because that's for the flesh. You know how Yeshua came and collect, and he had the goats with the S over here, and the sheep with no S, but just one sheep over here. That one represent a oneness in him and Yah. All of us that falls in that oneness in them. He called it a sheep. One on the left side, the goats of many on the left, but the sheep on the right was one. This is the sheep eye. This is the sheep ear. You don't know what I got prepared for you. That's what the Father want to say to you all tonight. But he's talking to something in here. He's talking to a spiritual, he that is born of the Spirit, that understand who he is in the power of the spiritual realm of who he is. Okay, so I like that. That's the end part of you run around here and say you see but cannot see. You say you hear it but cannot hear it. That's the end of that. But let me give you something that he gave you. Let's go to Matthew. No, did we do that? Yeah, Matthew 6. Now watch this here. Matthew 6. In Matthew 6 and verse 19. Matthew 6 and verse 19. Listen to this. Lay not up yourselves treasures upon the earth, where moths and rust do it corrupt, and where thieves break it through and steal. He's talking to people who are building up on this earth treasures as if they can take it with them. Putting all their materialistic and what me, and mine want. He's letting them know, don't build that crap on earth. Do they follow that? No, they don't. They trying to build the Tower of Babel. They trying to build beyond the understanding of anything Yah has ever said. That's what they're doing today. They never understood if you're going to have a land that holds a certain capacity of crop, you better give to the poor and the needy. You better have that number one purpose is to give to the less fortunate. They don't think like that, y'all. It's all about me and mine. But that's fine. When you give to the poor, you give unto Yah. That's what a lot of them don't understand. When you give to the servants of the Most High, he already let you know you getting tokens in the heaven from Yah. They don't hear that. They don't see that. Because it's about me, mine. I don't give a rat's behind what nobody said. I got to live on this earth to please me and mine. And I love what he got prepared for them. Now listen to what it says in verse 19. Lay not up yourself treasures upon the earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up yourself treasures in the heavens. Do you know people don't even know what the treasures in the heavens is? Because they're so self-centered. They're so self-motivated. It's me, and mine. They couldn't dare set nothing up for the heaven. Why is Yeshua saying this? I don't get it. I get it in the sense of letting you know. I don't get it. Why are you telling people that they should lay up treasures in the heaven, where neither moth nor rust do it corrupt, and where thieves cannot break through and steal? Why is he saying that? But listen to this. In verse 21, for where your treasures is, there will your heart be also. And guess what? When your treasures are where your flesh heart is at, where your heart is at, guess what? You might as well look at the ticket that you got to the lake of fire. Because if your heart is pending on your treasures, and it's about me, mine, about my little world. Don't. And this is what the Father was telling me. Was that yesterday or the day before yesterday? He said, and they really believe that it's okay. In there, gone. Mentally. You mental. Because if you think for 1 minute that you're serving the Creator and your treasures is in your heart, that heart he's talking about is your flesh. You building your kingdom in your flesh. That means you're about getting everything you can get for you, and me, and self. And this is why many of them get out here and don't consider, okay, if we're going to go out here, let's consider building for the less fortunate, the widows, the things that Father say do, the homeless, the fatherless. Let's give to the servants of Yah. They don't do that. They do the opposite. When someone asks me a question and they say, how do I know if I have the Holy Spirit? You'll know if you feed in self and you, and yours, and are not building up any treasures for the heaven. He gave you the whole layout of how you represent him and how you build up in the heaven. But you chose. It's too much for you. Because what? Matthew chapter 6, 21. For where your treasure is, there will be your heart. Would be. That's where your heart will be. Verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. What does Sister Deborah tell you every day? Every time she's on a video, she's telling you, whether it's live or whether it's just a video they upload. I tell y'all the light. No one wants to believe that. No one wants to talk about it. No one wants to deal with it. No one wants to communicate regarding it. No one wants to do anything. They don't want no part of Yah. They just want to pretend they got him and they have him and they walk in the light. Now listen to this. Let's go to Isaiah 29 and verse 13. Isaiah 29 and verse 13. Oh boy, y'all talking about something. 29, Isaiah 29 and verse 13 through 14. Let's see what it said. Isaiah 29 and verse 13 through 14. Wherefore, verse 13, Isaiah 29, verse 13 through 14. Wherefore, the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near to me with their mouths. See, y'all be thinking Sister Deborah be just running and just saying anything. Baby. There are days where I am full of the Ruach HaKodesh. It's like, woo! Everything, nothing can get back. That means anything that take place, somebody knock on the door, he'll tell me who it is before I even look out there. He'll tell me what they want. I'm showing you. There are days I'm like that. I can step outside, people looking at me like, oh, baby, how you doing, man? Men, women, recognizing we're not even communicating. But you can tell that they know something. It's their spirit knowing who I am. That's how I know when I'm full of the Holy Spirit. And when I step out like that, it's a good feeling. And I have to be able to get that feeling in order, because when people start to come around, Gentiles, blacks, and they start looking at me and they start saying things really pleasant, men running to the door to open up the door, I kid y'all not. I know that spirit is lit up. I know it. So look at Isaiah 29 and verse 13 and 14. Okay. And it reads, wherefore the Lord says, for as much as this people draw near to me with their mouth and with their lips, do honor me, but have removed their hearts far from me. See, you think you can role play this thing, y'all? You think you can clown? And because you clowning in front of people and people clowning in front of you, because you on this devil platform, listen to the clowns clown. Do you really think that's it? Do you really think that's your relationship? That's it. That's all y'all is. Come on here. What did he say? And with their lips, they do honor me. But Deborah, that heart that they have is far from me. So that means you what? Didn't I tell you it's clowning? What did I tell you? You clowning. Your heart far from them. So that's why I tell y'all, you can get on here and you can say, I did this, I'm this, I did this, but when it all said and done, y'all done already checked you in and checked you out. Stop clowning. Because it ain't going to get you nowhere. Because when it all said and done, that clown going to be clowned on in the days to come. Why? It's finding time to clown. Okay? And he says, but their hearts are far from me. We're in verse 13. And their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of males or men. I don't see. Why don't y'all highlight that? Circle man. Because a lot of y'all sick. Y'all might think this prophetess is out here to play skate with you all. But let me tell y'all something. When you hear me talking about the tribe of Judah and the house of Israel men, that's my mission. I'm supposed to judge them. I'm supposed to talk about it. Yeshua came, he landed on the men, 24. As you say, the New Testament rode the men. The Old Testament rode on the men. Stiff-necked, rebellion and disobedience, men. Forefathers, sin of the forefather, men. He lets you know who's who and what's what. And they walk around here like they ain't done nothing. And they in there. But never meditate on the fact, why does he keep talking to us? Because when he said it to Adam didn't obey. And he said today, he been telling you since Adam, I've been talking to you men. That's in the flesh, bro. Hey, bro. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Bloodline. That's in the flesh. Where are you in the spirit? How you like him now? Because that spirit will tell you who you are. That bloodline don't mean a rat's behind. Moses came down from the mountain and killed him a couple of 3,000 and some odd of who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So what are you talking about? The beginning to the end telling you how many by the multitude of men he destroyed. What is it y'all not getting? You gone. That's why. You gone. You talking about mental. You gone. You don't get it. You think you rolling one on him. He already got you numbered, baby. Somewhere in that book or in them books. Okay? Now, listen to what he said. Y'all need to highlight this. Wherefore, the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouths. These men, what did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? Loudmouth men. Don't I tell y'all that? Loudmouth men. Now then you'll get mad at me because I'm telling you men. But then when it said it from Genesis to Revelation, you two go mentally to where you can't see. He's been dealing with men for a long time. And it started in Genesis. I know Roman Catholic might have uploaded woman. But when you in the spirit of God, that Ruach is your true teacher, he'll show you up and show you out. And you'll be sitting there looking stupid. Been and listened to them in church and everywhere telling you, woman. But if you listen to what's going on through the Ruach, anything that the Catholic came in here to smear, he'll swipe that thing up so you can get it right. Because what? He is righteous. He don't want you to be walking and representing him and not have righteous. So verse 4 said, but listen what he said in verse 13. Then it says, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouths and with their lips do honor me. Woo, that's scary, y'all. But have removed their hearts far from me. Just imagine, every part of your flesh is worshiping the Yah, but your heart is making you a lie. Your heart is showing that you all a lie. What do that mean? You're clowning. You clowning for these platforms. You clowning for these people on this devil platform. You clowning. These pastor, bishop, apostle, prophets, prophetess, Maureen seer, they're clowning. He said their hearts are far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. I know it, y'all don't hear that. It's too deep for y'all to hear that. Because you want your idol God, which is a man. He gonna let you have your idol God. He been to let you have it for more than 400 years. Keep having it. You just be left here with it. Okay? So, verse, what was it? 14. Therefore, behold mean look, I will proceed to do marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and wonders. For wisdom of their wise men shall perish. He ain't playing with you. Clown up if you wanna. Clown down if you wanna. He ain't playing with you. Now, wait a minute, Father. I have an issue. Father. I notice, Father, in verse Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 14. I noticed something, Father. So what are you saying? I want you to look deeper, Deborah. That's what I'm saying. So let's go to 14. He's sending me into a deeper realm. Therefore, behold, that means look, I will proceed to do marvelous work among thee. Among this people, even marvelous work and wonders. For the wisdom of their wise. Look at man. Do y'all, who in the live chat have your Bible open and you see where he says the wisdom of their wise men? Who do you have your Bible open? What does your Bible have? Wise men. Okay, can you see the word? Is your man, what do you see in the word man? Men. Men. If your Bibles are open, what are you seeing in the word men? Can you see anything? Anyone in the live chat? That's if your Bible's open. Might not be. Isaiah 29, verse 14. Very good, TJ. Slanted. There you go. You know what that means? The Spirit of the Most High. Remember the power of his hand? He got a finger. He slant that for you so you can understand. That's why it's slanted. He wants you to do what? Spiritually put some thought to it. Anytime you see those slanted words, guess who can't interfere with that? The Roman Catholics. They can't. And see, that's what I'm telling y'all. Even that's why you can't deny the book, because Yah will smear anything crooked and make it straight so you may see it in the spiritual realm and in the natural and get understanding from him to you. Very good, TJ. It's slanted. Now, you think that word slanted for nothing? Come on now. Tell me now. Would you say that word is slanted for nothing? That's where you see his power of his finger on his right hand. He's sending a message. That's why I had to back it back out, because I'm sitting here looking at it and I said, wait a minute, I ain't even noticed that. And guess what I did, TJ? I looked down to verse 13. And when I saw 13, look at verse 13. Do you see men? Men? Let me know if you see men. Okay, you see it. Is it slanted? Is that man slanted? Men slanted. Look at it. No. TJ, when you go to Isaiah 29 and verse 13. No, you're right. It's not slanted either. So why would in this book one be slanted and the other one's not? You see what I'm saying? This is where you know the finger of Yah is present in this book. And it coming from that right hand. Watch this here. Now let's read it. Verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their men. Okay, you're right. It's not slanted. It says for the wisdom of their men, and then it's slanted. That's what you call the finger of Yah. It's sending it to those that he don't want to be fooled. Okay, shall perish. Tell them, Deborah. Tell them again. You've been telling them about Isaiah 3, chapter 3. You've been telling it to them for a long time. They don't even hear it. They don't even take to it. I'm going to destroy their bad test. So you think you destroyed here mentally. You gone. But guess what? I'm going to destroy you on a different level. He's talking to the men. Always was. Now listen to this. And he said, listen to what he's saying in verse 14. For the wisdom of their men, he's letting you know, their men shall perish. And the understanding of their acute men shall be hid. Shall be hid. Where is woman in that? Where is woman? And why should I be talking all about women? Sir! Too much stuff is in here. Too much light for me to be spilling out a lot of darkness to you all. That's showing you another example. He ain't gonna play with them, you all. He ain't playing with them. So y'all can get on this devil platform. Oh, she's talking about me. Yeah, you take your tail on up out of here. Because the truth gonna stand by itself. It don't need nobody. It don't need Deborah. It don't need nobody else. But watch this here. Colossians. When you get to Colossians, watch this here, you guys. Colossians chapter 2, I think it is. Is that 2? Yeah. Chapter 2. Yeah, Colossians chapter 2, verse 22. Colossians chapter 2, verse 22. I'm going to go through that right quick. Chapter 2 and verse 22. Which all are to perish. Which all are to perish with the using after the commandments of the doctrine of men. Y'all don't see that either, do you? You don't see that either, do you? You don't see that, do you? That's in Colossians and chapter 2, verse 22. Which all are to perish with the using after the commandments and the doctrine of men. Because men is setting up this commandment and their doctrine to override your father. And y'all sitting around here playing these people for all they worth. Y'all sitting around here giving these people praise and glory and honor. And they going up against your father, 24-24. So this what makes sense to me when he said, I'm finished, Deborah. It's over. You know, it was over in the heavens before anything was created. I was finished. They don't get the word finished. They don't get the word rest. It's finished. Now listen to this, y'all. Verse 22, Colossians chapter 2 and verse 22. Which all are to perish with using after the commandments and the doctrines of men. See, y'all cannot follow man's commandments and man's doctrine. Why? Because that's for your flesh. Sister Deborah keep trying to get y'all to understand that. That is for your flesh. See, they don't have food for you for your spirit. So they feed you from the flesh end. And you all are making it line on the Father saying it is of him. What they teach it. And all these lost books, let me tell you something. Righteous ain't never been lost. Y'all belief ain't never been lost. Y'all faith ain't never been lost. Y'all's fear ain't never been lost. It is his brand in who he was before the foundation of the world. If everything was lost down here, you tell me, how did you get in the Lamb Book of Life? How did you get in the other books if we have so much lost books down here? They playing with y'all. They clowning with y'all. And the sad thing about it, they doing it, backing it all the way up into the prophecies. They backing this thing all the way up. And then y'all follow right behind them. They ain't telling y'all nothing true. So I like this here because there it goes, talking about the doctrine and the commandments of man. They want to set rules, y'all. They want to tell women to shut up. You shut up and straighten your nasty tails down. Your loud mouths. Hearts is not all of y'all. Here it is. After the commandments and doctrines of men. When did men get commandments? When did they get doctrines? Because y'all wants to be naive. Y'all wants to keep putting them up on pedestals and making them way above y'all to the point where y'all can't understand that y'all don't see them like y'all want to make them to be. It's no kings in the land of your captive. It's no leader and rulers in the land of your captives. You got a darn yoke around your neck. Tell me, how did you become a king and a leader with a yoke around your neck? You ain't woke up yet. And guess what? You ain't going to. Now, Jeremiah chapter 7. Jeremiah chapter 7. Jeremiah chapter 7. And it's a sad, it's a sad thing because they perishing by the day. And everybody walking around here. We're going to vote on the 2024. We're going to do this. And they doing this to us. Reparation. Use a fool, and you're going to be a fool. They're going to give you something. What? Why are you undeserving of anything? You're not deserving of anything. Anytime you don't follow my Father in spirit and truth and in the light, what are you deserving? Why should they give your tail anything? Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 26. Let's see what he's saying here. In Jeremiah chapter 7 and 26, it reads, yet they hearken not unto me, nor incline their ear, but harden their neck. This is what makes me say, okay, Father, you've made my lane. Let me get in it. Let me stay in it. Let me sit my tail down. It's right here. Stuff like this. It says, because it makes you know, it makes you think you're talking to a brick wall. Hey, wall. Listen to what he says. In Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 26. Yea, they hearken not unto me, nor incline their ear, but harden their necks. Stiff neck. They did. They did, Deborah. They did. They did, Deborah. Worser than their fathers. This is where I try to explain to you all. The day we are in is worser than the forefathers. Now, if the sin of the forefathers got us here, how did we get worser? Because we never learned anything in the 400 years. Even after the 400 years, we still haven't learned anything outside of killing, supporting wrong over right, and making wrong right, and right wrong, and doing all the wrong things in the name of we the children, we the Jews, and still walking around here with that crap and thinking all we have to quote is keep the commandments, sit your tails down. He already said your mouth and your lips honors him, but your heart is far away. So you saying keeping the commandment don't mean a rat's behind to him. He know who you are. He got your number. He had your number. He created your number. And he put it in the book that he had it listed in. Okay. Now we're going to go to Jeremiah chapter 16. We're almost done, you guys. We're almost done here. Jeremiah chapter 16. And this is people who got a mental state of mind. This is what they riding in. This whole message is covering how their mind is gone. And we're gonna go 85% of our men, many of our women, because I'm gonna tell y'all something the men don't know. When he pulled up and say it's gonna also be like the days of Lot, he knew that the men were gonna be homosexual this day. Great number. And I always said they will not pull up and give the number count of how many of our men that practice homosexual and have performed. They won't tell you, because too many of them in the Hebrew Israelite movement, too many of them done done it. You'll never know it, but I will, because I can discern the arms. I know what the elbows is like. It tells me when, if I stand behind a man, I don't know how to discern it in the women because I haven't been given that. But I can stand behind a man and I could say, okay, you walk in front of me. I could never have seen him. A 35-year-old. He can walk in front of me, straight in front of Sister Deborah. He can walk straight in front of me. And I said, just keep walking. And I can tell if he been tampered with. Praise the mighty God. From the back, by his arms. And I would never get it wrong. Never will I get it wrong. I might even can come as close to either when he was molested or when he turned gay. That's why Sister Deborah is left here. He wouldn't have gave me all them gifts for nothing. To sit around and play with these people on this devil platform. No, that's not who he is. He don't rumble that way. So in Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 12, what is it saying in Jeremiah, Deborah, chapter 16 and verse 12? And honestly, y'all, have you ever, when I say that to you all, do you all, first thing your mind will say, dang, that's long suffering. It is. It's a part of long suffering. Because the man can come up and be speaking to you, and you can already know if he's been touched, or if he practicing homosexual, or if he tried it. It's in his arms. I mean, you can't tell it, but I can. I can. And it's a sad thing, because they can sit and talk to you all day and night. But if they get up and walk, and I'm able to see them from the back, the walk in their arms, it's deep. And I'm not going to give y'all that, because if y'all didn't give you that gift, I better not go nowhere near it. Let me get off of that. It's real though, y'all. I've done it. I've seen it. And I talked to the individuals. They couldn't figure out how I knew. And I didn't tell them how I knew. But I'm just giving y'all a glimpse of one of the gifts that I have. That's why I say these men get up on here on these devil platforms. They better be careful. If they want hidden, you better sit your tail down. Because Sister Deborah can discern who you are. So in Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 12, and it reads, 16 and verse 12, and ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk everyone after the imagination of an evil heart. Yeah, that's in Jeremiah. Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Isaiah is talking about the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah in these days we're in. And listen to what he's saying here. And this is verse Jeremiah chapter 12. Listen to this. Just circle this here, you guys. 16, Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 12. And ye have done worse than your fathers. So is he telling the women we have done worse than our fathers, or is he talking to the men? Who in the live chat can answer that? Is he talking to the men that they are worse than their forefathers, or is he talking to the women? Who in the live chat know? Exactly. So why is it every time he's saying stuff like that, why ain't they teaching and preaching that? You see how they got the people being child? You see how they lying? You see what I'm saying? He's talking to men. He said, he's telling them you're worse than your forefathers. For, then he said, for, watch he said, behold, that means look, It means, look, ye walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. Why would Deborah be wrong to talk about men when here it is? Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah saying the same darn thing this sister said in the year 2023. The difference is they're dead, I'm living. That's the difference. I'm a prophetess and they are prophets. They said the same thing I'm saying. Sister Deborah is saying it for today. They said it for back then, what y'all was telling them regarding today. And they still don't get it. So why is Isaiah and Ezekiel and Jeremiah sounding like Deborah, but Deborah sitting here talking about men, but they saying about men too? You see? That's why I won't get up. I want to get away from this, y'all. I won't go under a rock and hide. As long as he said, okay, I gave you your lane, running it. Let me keep going. You're on a journey. Now listen to what it's saying. I know I know for a fact this went over your head and you ain't really thinking about what it's saying. It's a lot of power in this. Listen to what it's saying. And ye have done worse than your fathers. So when you're looking at today and you want to call these men king, leader, and ruler, hold up. Back that thing up and back that thing down. How are you all that? Not only are you in the land of your captivity with a yoke around your neck, you mean to tell me you're worse than your forefathers who got us where we at, and we are worse? Come on now. Come on now. You're sick, y'all. They got a mental issue. We got a mental issue. Let me put it like that. A serious one. Now listen to this. For behold, ye walk everyone after imagination of an evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. Why is he saying the same thing Sister Deborah said? I don't get why is these men saying the same thing this woman, which is a prophetess in this day and time, is saying. Why is it? And why is it they not getting it, Deborah? Why is it these people are not seeing this and hearing this, Deborah? Because they gone. They gone both ways, spiritual and natural. They walking dead. So you waiting for the zombies. You missed it, baby. It's already present in us. I told you all, when I look at Gino Jennings and Pastor Dow's church congregation, it's not like I look at it all the time, but when I did look at it, I seen the congregation. It's dead people. They dead. And they thinking that they holier than thou. They dead. Okay? So that's powerful to me because it's talking again to the men. But Deborah, you better shut up. Stop talking about these men. We got to make you alive so we can live the lie. Because if you're alive, then y'all alive. They don't know that, but that's what they said. He said before, it ain't you that they saying it to me, Deborah. They saying it to me. I son you as my servant. Anything they say to you, they saying it to me. And they better stand down. Now watch this here. Ezekiel. Now watch what Ezekiel said. Ezekiel chapter 16. Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 47. Wait a minute. Verse 47. Let's just go. And Sister Deborah finna hurry up. It's getting late. Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 47. I'm going to tell y'all something too. I'm going to explain something to y'all that's going on. Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 47. And it reads 47. Yea, has thou not walked after 47? Ezekiel chapter 16 verse 47. Yea, have thou not walked after the ways, nor done after their abomination? But as if thou were a very little thing, as if that were a very little thing, thou was it corrupted more than they in all thy ways. Is that my 47? Yeah. Let me read that again. Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 47. Yea, has thou not walked after their ways? Let me go back up. We might have to. Let's go back up to 47. Let's go back up to 46. And thy elders, sister in Samaria, she and her daughters that dwell at thy left hand, and thy younger daughters that dwell at the right hand in Sodom, and their daughters. Yea, has thou not walked after their ways, nor done after their abomination? But as if they were a very little thing, it was a very little thing, thou was corrupted more than they in all thy ways. Who is they? Thou was corrupted than they. Someone in the live chat, can you cover that? If you can understand it. It's saying the elder sister, which is the older sister in Samaria, she and her daughters that dwell at the left hand, and their sister that dwell at the right hand, okay, is Sodom and her daughters. Yet has thou not walked their ways, nor done after their abomination? But as if that was a very little thing, thou was corrupted more than they in all their ways. 48. As I live, said the Lord Ahijah, Sodom thy sister has not done, she nor her daughters, as has done thy and thy daughters. Behold, this was the iniquity of thy sister Sodom. Oh, he's talking about a land. He's talking about the surroundings. Wait a minute, her mother's. Is he talking about land? He's talking about land. Pride, fullness, great abundance, illness was in her. And her daughter, neither she strengthened the hand of the poor and the needy. No. And they were naughty and committed abomination. Nope. Before me, before I took them away as I saw good. Neither did the Samaritan commit half of their sin, but has multiplied their abomination more than they, and has justified thy sisters in the. No, they talking about the land, the area, the other surroundings. Yeah, abomination and done. Thou hast judged thy sister, bear thy own shame for thy sin. See if you see that. Anybody in the live chat, when you see Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 47, I believe he's talking about the land and the surrounding cities of Sodom. That's what he's calling. And he's calling it the daughters, and he's also calling the younger sister. It could be a people he's talking to, females. I have to read up on that. That was a part of my Ezekiel, but I didn't cover the whole chapter to see who he's talking about. And when thy sister Sodom and her daughters shall return to their former state, and Samaria and her daughters shall return to her former state, then thou and the daughters shall return to their former state. For thy sister Sodom was not mentioned by the mouth in the day of pride, Therefore, the wickedness of discovered. Yeah, they talking about yeah. Reproach of the daughters. Yeah, I think they talking. Yeah, the daughter of the Philistines were despised there around about. I'm gonna have to read that one. I'm gonna have to get back into that one. So I'm gonna read that. I'll make sure I bring that back to you all tomorrow so I can, because I want to cover that and see what is that really dealing with. I believe is dealing. Behold, everyone that uses proverbs shall use the proverb against thee, saying, okay, and thou art a mother's daughters that love her husband and her children, and thou art the sisters of thy sisters, which closes their husband and the children of the Canaanites, and the fathers of the Amorites, and the elder sisters. Yeah, it might be talking about the mother, the daughters or females. It might be, but I don't. I know 47 says, yet hast thou not walked after their ways, nor done after their abomination, but as if that was a very little thing. Thou was it corrupted. Yeah, thou was it corrupted more than they in all the ways. I'm gonna read that there and I'll bring that back to you tomorrow. But we got this here. Let's go over these other two more verses. Second Timothy, and I will get back with y'all on that. Second Timothy, I don't want y'all to think that I'm going back bypass that. We need to get, I need to, if I wrote that down, I need to go over that and see exactly what it said, even if it is talking about the daughters, the females. We need to cover it so you'll know if it's talking about the females or the land or the surrounding cities. Now, 1 minute it sounds like it's talking to the daughters, and then as female, and then the other time it look like it's talking about the land. Let me see. Did somebody yeah, that's what I'm saying. They keep calling it Sodom and Samaria, and they keep calling it like it's an area, so I want to read into that. But I'm going to cover these last three when I'm going to go real fast. Second Timothy chapter 3, verse 13. Now, this is supposed to be a good one. Second Timothy chapter 3, verse 13. See, Father, when y'all, we have to understand things from the heavenly level. When you have the Ruach HaKodesh, you can't convert things to the fleshly level. That means your own understanding. You have it started in the heaven, who knows what it is on the earth. So we just can't just take things based on what people are saying and just assume that it's like they say it is. You have to be able to apply yourself very attentive to the Ruach HaKodesh so it can lead and guide you like it promised that it would do. It can teach you all things. It can reveal things to you. It can show you things to come. You got to give it all that promise and some before it's willing to teach you. It ain't going to teach you when your heart is about what your understanding is saying or what you feel. Now watch it, 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 13. Let's see here. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse and deceive and being deceived. Now, this is in 2 Timothy. So you thinking he's talking about in his time or in the time we're in? Listen to what he's saying. And he's preaching this time. He's saying in verse 13, let's go up to 12. Yea. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12. Ye and all that will live godly in Christ Yeshua. I mean, in Yeshua, Hamashiach Yeshua, shall suffer persecution. Okay? But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse and deceive and deceiving and being deceived. Verse 14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. If you look at the word in chapter 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 14. In verse 14, you'll see the finger of Yah again in the word them. That's a mystery. It's not a mystery anymore because he says nothing hidden. The things that we have learned, he called them. He says, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. And that is not by flesh, it is by spirit. Okay? Verse 14. But continue thou in the things which thou have learned and have been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. The Ruach HaKodesh. It's going to be that teacher. Now, we're going to go to Matthew. This is the last one. Matthew chapter 12. And we're going to, oh my goodness. Yeah, Matthew chapter 12, verse 34. This is the last one. Matthew chapter 12 and verse 34. And then I'm going to tell y'all something that has happened. And this is a part of what I was explaining to y'all probably months ago. Every time I get on here, I explain this. Matthew chapter 12 and verse 34, it reads. Verse 34, it reads. Verse 34, it reads. Matthew 13 and verse 34. O generation of vipers, how can ye be evil? Speak good things. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. 35. A good man out of a good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. Okay, let me see which one that is. Matthew 12. That's it. That's what it means. That's what it's saying. And it's speaking about what comes out of the mouth, abundance of the heart, the mouth speaking. And 35, a good man out of the good treasures of the heart bringeth forth good things, and the evil man out of the evil treasures bringeth forth evil things. Okay, that's Matthew chapter 12. Yeah, and verse 34. And you know what? If I kept reading it, it'll blow your mind who he's talking about. If I kept on down, and I'm not going to do that, I'm going to sum that up. If you keep on down to 36, you'll see who he's talking to. Again, you'll see who he's talking to. But let me say this. I had a situation, and I'm going to end this. I had a situation where I was paying too much attention to something that I wasn't paying attention to, but I saw it, and I don't think nobody really saw what was going on. And it's a pastor by the name of Geno Jennings, and he's what you call another loudmouth man. He's also a man of I think some connection to the heathens. I think it's a lot of connection to the heathens in the wrong way. He speaks on being baptized as if these people are going down in the water in which you baptizing. No, he uses that as a front runner of who he is and who he represents. He said he's an apostle, but this is what happened. One night I was just sitting up and I was looking at YouTube, and I turned to this channel of this black man. He had to been like 65, and this other black man that was with him had to been in his 60s. And were talking, sitting in chairs. And I was just listening to them. And I was like, this black man is sitting here saying, and the people came to me and they began to share all these things that broke my heart. Now, what I found out, he was what you would call, I'm going to call him Ace. He was one of the Ace. See, the Ace is one of the men that's in there. He was with Gino Jennings. He was one of his Ace. And the other man that was with him, he was one of the Ace. So he was going on and said that the congregation, when Gino Jennings were out of town, the congregation, a group of them came to him to talk to him and sat him down and told him things he did not even know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And I said, how many times have I been on this devil platform telling y'all? I said, no, he didn't. Let me tell y'all how deep it is. And this is why I say, he stepped down, but that's the same way it's going. The loudmouth, Pastor Dow, the loudmouth Dows, he is going to be a greater fall. Because when he think he got something to work with, it's going to fall dead in front of him. And all those who's grabbing that man's balls going to fall with him. Because that's what they do. They don't see they know there's no righteous in what he's doing and what he said. They just see what he's doing for them. Anytime a man can teach you or train you to believe that he's a man of God and he'll give you a house, a place to stay for you and your family, and y'all don't have nothing to pay for. You ain't responsible for nothing. And you can get as many wives as you want to. You can be a king and leader on my turf. When you do that, you got to, all the pins at the bowling alley going to fall. And you just going to be in one lane, but everybody else's pin going to fall. That's how it's going to go down. But let me tell y'all. So this man's Gino Jennings Ace, okay? He got an ace. And those are the ones close to him. They decided to talk to him because they felt something about him that they could trust him. And I said, that is beautiful, y'all. That is beautiful for somebody to be amongst the congregation that you can go to, that you can trust. But did you know when those people went to him, he had no idea that was going on. The things that the people told him that Gino Jennings was doing, they didn't even know it was going on. And he wanted his ace. Just as I thought. People are setting up stuff, deceiving the mass. And on this devil platform, like they Big Daddy Kane. But behind them, you can see the evil and wicked. When you look at the audience, you see zombies sitting in the seats. Everybody dressed the way he got them. Muzzled mouth. Women on one side, men on the other. Or men up all in the front, women sitting way in the back. That's not even a gentleman. I'm going to tell y'all the truth of the whole matter. That is not even a gentleman. That's not showing these men anything but to be a fool. To make these men think that they something and they are nothing when they ain't something in y'all. Just because they something to you and you want to put them on the front pew don't mean a rat's behind. Every last one of them on the pew are Satan bound. Why? Because that's not the order of Yah. That's the order of man. That's what we read 3 chapters and 3 verses telling you he don't rumble in the order and the commandment of man. But you can't get the people to know that and believe that. But this is what happened. So this man was hurt. You can tell this man was hurt. So he left the church. But before he left, he wanted to confront Gino Jennings. He called him while he was out of town. He said, we need to have a meeting when you get back. So he told him, yeah, we will have a meeting, but it'll just be you and us, his other ace that traveled with him. And he was saying, nope, I need brother so-and-so to be. He said when he got there, they told him he couldn't have brother so-and-so. It only can be them and him. So he said, I won't talk to y'all then. I'm out. Unless y'all gonna call brother so-and-so and tell him to join us at this meeting. They did not want to do it. He said they just wanted to trap him. They was going to make him the bad person. I said to myself, baby, you his ace. They don't give a rat's behind. When they dealing in dirt and wicked and evil at that level, I just gave y'all 2 chapters and 2 verses that state their thoughts are evil and wicked. Just as the days of Noah, their imaginations was evil and wicked continually. See, we want to step into a different realm than what was prophesied. Let me tell you what happened. So they called the guy to come in with him at the meeting. He was glad because they didn't hear have a witness. Mm-hmm. Both of them are ace, mean big dogs in the church. But they had no idea that these things were going on. And I'm like sitting here saying, I'm a prophetess in the wilderness. If I look at his thing once a month, and when I do, y'all, no more than a minute or 2. Because when you can get in there and you can discern, because the gift that Yah has given me, I can discern what I need to discern right then and there. I don't have to wait to a whole hour and listen to someone. I can discern it instant. So I'm not going to sit up there and looking at them past 5 minutes, past 4 minutes. No, I might give them 2 or 3 minutes. After that, that's it. I've already discerned this is wicked and evil. So this guy was in on the thing, and I felt so sad. I felt sad for him, but I felt good for him because I said, those people in that church trusted you. But they waited till Gino Jennings was gone out of town at another, engagement as far as preaching. And they went to one of the ace that they trust, that they can hold a conversation with. And they told him everything. And he was just hurt. And you can tell he was hurt. He left the church. And he told him that he leaving. He told him what happened. I guess Gino Jennings and his other ace, they denied it. Then he told him, and then he left church. He left the place. And then he left, and then the other ace that was his witness left too, because he said it was too heavy. I like what he did, though. I like how he poured in. So they decided to have their own little church, and they sitting down talking, and you can hear the man just upset. He said when they told him what was happening, he had no idea that was going on in that church. He did not know the pastor was like that. And the other man was like, man, I knew some of it, but I didn't know it was that bad. He said both of them left. Now, these elderly men, ace. These ain't no poop butts that hang out with him. No, these are ace. They both left. So they were talking on the YouTube, and they had left. They had formed their own, and all those members that followed them. And he was saying that if he keep on preaching and lying to try to make it look like he put me out or I did something. You know what the man said? I thought I loved the way he said. I knew he was a man of God when he said this. He said, I told him, I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to hurt you if you don't back up. I don't want to put that type of dirt out on you. But you're going to cost me. Now, I ain't going to kill you, but I'm going to hurt you. And I understood exactly what he mean. He's saying that I got to get this dirt out that you've done to these people. I could kill you. Meaning the dirt is so heavy, y'all. It's so heavy, I could kill you. And he don't mean like life killing. You know what I'm saying? He's not talking about stabbing him with no shooting. He's talking about I could kill you. I mean, kill your whole years you ever been on this platform. I could kill you. But I don't want to kill you. I just want to hurt you. And you keep running your mouth about me, I'm going to have to kill you. I don't want to do it. I just want to hurt you. And he's letting me, hurting me, tell the truth to the people. What's going on? And the other man next to him, everything this man said, he asked the other man, tell the people, is there anything I'm saying that was wrong? Did the people tell us this? Yes, they did. And I was shocked too. I always knew that. A man will holler like Pastor Dow. Now, I need to stop calling him this Dow guy. He sit on the pulpit that's supposed to be holy. What would make a man grab his balls? And when I say grab his balls, that's what they holding on to. Because they ain't men. They living off money and funds that everybody is giving this contract, this cult. All this money people putting in their coats, especially the 3 or 4 football players that's making sure they got millions in their pockets. You see, this is how these other men is grabbing his balls because they want what he got. You ain't a man when you living off of everybody else's money. That's a cult. He making sure they taken care of, making sure they left on his left and on his right. But let me tell you what happened. So this man was sitting here saying this, and I was like, oh my God. You mean it's identical to what I said? I knew those things was going, and I said it. I told y'all about him and Pastor that Dows. Y'all, the day's gonna tell. And see, they thinking building is hiding their wickedness. They thinking prospering in the eyes of you all who's lost and can't see who they are. It's showing the world they somebody. Your Deuteronomy gonna walk itself out and walk itself in and out at the same time. It is fulfilling itself. So we can't go out here trying to chase the wealth of the world. We can sell our soul, our spirits. We can sell our spirit over to the devil and get what he's going to give us. But the moment you get it, they coming to take your life and take it right back, like they did with Michael Jackson. They did it with James Brown. It hurt me when they did it, when James Brown hold his house until they drained him for everything and then gave his kids what was left. It's sad. Same thing with Michael Jackson. All them wealth. Look who Michael Jackson with the Beatles. That thing he bought, they end up right back with him. With it. The one who was trying to get it from him anyway and was mad because they couldn't get it. They end up with it. I'm telling you, that's exactly what Deuteronomy said. No matter what you get, it's going to end up back in their hands. Even if they got to kill you and destroy your cult, your church, your temple. And that's what you see all over the place. So T.D. Jakes and Joyce Meyer and all of them, that's why they hooked up with that 501 and all that. They in there. They saying, okay, we're going to sign off to be up under the mighty hand of the Catholics that's hiding under the Christians, of the Christian shield. So what happened? Guess what happened? All of a sudden, Gino Jennings stepped down for 2 months. Ain't that deep? How did what that man said cause him to step down? Come on now. It has been announced. He stepped down even for the whole month of June and July. And guess what? Talking about he rested. Talking about he's sick. Oh yeah, you resting, baby. And oh baby, yes, you sick. You ain't gonna be able to come back from this. You ain't coming back from this. Not like you used to be. And I sit back and I say, see there? One down, another one to come. And it's a sad thing. Those men have been in that church, his ace, and they didn't know that stuff was going on. So it's something going on. And I always knew it. I knew these, see, what they do is they real loud. And they challenge you with that book too much. Because see, that book, you can challenge the book, but you can't challenge righteous. You can't challenge spirit and truth. You can't challenge the light. The light, spirit, and truth is not the book. And righteous, it's not the book. So what are y'all challenging? Y'all playing in Satan's ring. That's all you're doing. And got all the people thinking you big and tough and bad and mighty. You don't get your chance. Hold up. Y'all's on this way. You don't get your opportunity. See how bad you are. See how tough you are. But he stepped down, y'all. He have stepped down for 2 months. I don't think he's coming back. And when he come back, if he don't come back delivered and rekindle and repentant, I was him. Either you step down or you lie down. So he down. He's down. I said, see that? That man wasn't playing. He told him. And I said, ain't nobody in this country saw that. Nobody saw that. I was up at late night and I heard that man doing that. He was talking about it. And all of a sudden, last week, Gino Jennings, other ace, sitting up on the pulpit, the one that reads for him, and the other real dark one, they didn't form them or two chairs, like the other man's formed the two chairs. They didn't form them two chairs, and they getting on there. They've done it 3 times, talking about Gino Jennings and how good he is and how it is. And hit the one to be reading the books. I'm just so blessed that God gave me him. Oh, God gave me him. I feel so privileged to have him, to be with him. You done lost your cocking, picking mind for sure. You sitting here thinking you marveling off of a man. That's what I call gripping his balls. It's when their life is dependent on the balls of that man on that pulpit. We're in the flesh in. He done whooped them with his attitude, his loud mouth. And that's how Dow's, his loud cursing, bold, pride, boasting mouth. And he wins the people over. But they on the other end he's so ignorant, he don't know. They just want what you got. So they holding on to you. Because they don't want to be nothing themselves. When y'all call you, you get your tail up and you run. You run like you never ran before. Because that's a holy calling. You don't sit back and be up under nobody for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Get your tail up and take off running when you hear that holy calling. But see, they ain't looking for no holy calling because they grip his balls and they hang on to it. That's what they did with Gino Jennings. Until the people start to say, no more of this. Dad, y'all did that all these years? And now you're saying something? And here his ace didn't even know that it happened. Both of them. Now one of them knew that it was that deep and stuff was happening like that. They waited till Gino was out of town and they got together and told them all what was going on. And they didn't even know it. They was right there. Why? Why would you think that they wouldn't know? You know why? Because they got his balls. They gripping his balls. They would him and they holding his balls at the same time, falling everywhere he go, everything he say, everything he do. They won't release his balls. They release his balls, then y'all can use them. But if they sitting here holding his balls everywhere he go, then they become like unto him. So Yah has to step in, and that's what had happened. The 2 ace is because Yah stepped in and revealed things to them to where they pulled out. They let go of the balls. Even to the point where they're ready to tell the whole world the truth about what's going on. That's when you really have released the balls. So I, Sister Deborah, hope that you got something out of it. And I will say to you, for 100%, mentally gone. And as you continue to behold everything that's going on in the world amongst your people, don't focus on the heathens and Gentiles. Whenever you see them doing things, go straight to the Father. You go straight to him. You see what I'm saying? Because if they doing something and you see it, they are doing it. Don't think that Sister Deborah is saying they ain't this and they look. Those people are monsters. I had to tell a man today, and it was a black man. I had to tell him and explain to him today. I said, I know that there is a part of me that the Father has opened the door to. Because I went to a community yard sale, and it's called The Hill. And when I went to that community yard sale, which I go every year, this year, baby, let me tell you something. Them heathens, them Gentiles, you talking about a whole I ain't gonna say 2 blocks. Yeah, almost 2 blocks. They made sure they didn't want you there. But see, what they didn't know, I could discern them. I knew they wasn't going to say nothing to me, and I didn't say nothing to them. And that's not Deborah. I normally say good morning. I walked in, never saying good morning, because once I stepped into that environment, I felt it. And I made sure when I left it, I didn't buy one thing. I made sure to that. Because when I got out that car and started walking, I got across the street, I felt that thing. And the instant when I felt it, I said, I don't want to walk away because of what I'm feeling. I want to follow through. And as I went through, everybody come in, they'll speak. They'll skip me, and then they'll speak to the one in back. They'll tell everybody leaving, thanks for coming. I mean, this is about a block, 2 blocks long. Now one of them did. And then the father showed me something about dogs. He said that even dogs today don't follow. No, they want they have their way. Dogs today have their way. And he was just showing me to show how sick we are versus a dog in the heathen's eyesight. Dogs have their way. Dogs do. If you don't give them the right food, they won't eat it. It's a lot of things they don't do anymore. It's a sight to see. Them getting their way like they getting their way on this earth. And here you are, a human, and you treated lesser than a dog. So I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you on this live chat, and I hope that you did get something out of it. And if not, go back. But go back with your book and the Ruach. He can show you more than he's shown me, because that's how he rumbled. So I hope that you all got something out of it. And I know I held you a little longer. I should have started at 7, but we gone, y'all. We gone. And y'all want you to know it's okay. Because you can be going in the flesh. Do this flesh worship, y'all? Y'all said it to us. You can't worship me in the flesh. So who cares if we gone? Who cares? As long as we worship him in the spirit. That's all he wants. See? That's how easy and simple it is. But those who wants to continue to serve the flesh, they are already born the flesh. He said they cannot see. They cannot hear. And he said, furthermore, I ain't going to say nothing to them so they can hear. I ain't going to give them nothing that they can't see. Because seeing, they won't see, Deborah. Hearing, if I give them something that they can hear, they still won't hear. So I thank him for that. So I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. Good night. And I say to you, shalom and shalom.